podcast is a production of the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Good afternoon from Hill Memorial Stadium in Burgettstown. This afternoon, it's a homecoming celebration as the Blue Devils host Chartiers-Houston here on the WJPA Sports Network. Hi, everyone. I'm Bob Gregg, along with Jack Sacco. Our floor director is Scott Donnelly, Jason Tennant, and Grady Peterson working the cameras, and Jacob Knisner is producing in our downtown Washington studios. Both teams come in with 2 losses, 1 each in conference play. The Bucks went 2-1 in non-conference action, beating Springdale and Mapletown after losing at Jefferson Morgan. Last week, Chartiers-Houston lost its Black Hills opener at Fort Cherry. Burgettstown didn't play a Week 0 game, then beat Bentworth before losing to Jeff Morgan. The Blue Devils couldn't protect a late lead last week, falling to the Raiders in their opening game in the league. Today's game on the WJPA Sports Network is brought to you in part by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County. By Schweinebraten Bus Lines, the shiniest school buses in town, and they're looking for drivers like you. By Washington Financial Bank, for 125 years, proud to be the bank that gets you. By Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation and Advanced Surgical Hospital. By Burgettstown's Homecoming Committee, celebrating the homegrown Blue Devils. Coverage also brought to you by Washington County Human Services. Take the first step toward a healthier life. Call 724-228-1234. By Slovenian Savings and Loan, big enough to serve, small enough to care. By CNX Dreamfields, making your dream field come true. Also, our thanks to Cornerstone Care, creating healthier tomorrows today. The Day Insurance Agency on East Maiden Street in Washington, on Main Street in Hickory, online at dayinsurance.com, celebrating more than a half century of service. By Quality Quick Printing, your Team Spirit printing headquarters since 1978, online at qualquick.com. And by Chartiers-Houston softball boosters and girls basketball boosters, supporting the Chartiers-Houston football squad. Coach's Corner is coming your way shortly. We'll take a look back at last night's games involving Washington and Greene County teams. That's coming your way when our pregame show continues here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
Join the team at Schweinebraten Bus Company, a family-owned business in Washington. Schweinebraten Bus Company is hiring. Earn highly competitive wages with paid training and sign-on bonus, plus holiday and loyalty bonuses. Learn more. Call 724-222-4113. Proudly serving the area since 1929. Schweinebraten Bus Company, the shiniest school buses in town. Looking for great drivers like you. Call today, 724-222-4113.
Welcome back to our pregame show ahead of today's Black Hills Conference matchup between Chartiers-Houston and Burgettstown. The only game in town, the only game in the WPIL, the only Saturday game on today's schedule. Here's a look at last night's action around the area, a game we had for you here on the WJPA Sports Network. Matt Sig ran for 151 yards and 3 touchdowns, set a new all-time WPIL touchdown scoring record as Fort Cherry downed Monessen 55-6. Sig has now scored 118 touchdowns, the most in the 100-plus year history of the league. Our other broadcast game last night saw Cannon-McMillan rally for a 21-6 home win over Mount Lebanon in the 6A Quad County Conference. Big Macs trailed 6-0 at the half. Ty Jansma connected with Ethan Campoli for a 52-yard scoring pass that put Canamac in front. Mason Calgaro and Braylon Wingfield also scored. TJ Sabatucci blocked a punt, and Marco Fayetta forced a fumble for the Big Macs defense. In the 1A Tri-County South, California snapped Avella's 4-game win streak, blanking the Eagles 42-0. Malachi Peak scored 4 minutes in. Chase Szymanski added 2 rushing touchdowns for the Trojans. Jeff Morgan remained unbeaten, shutting out Carmichael's 33-0. Bentworth rolled past Best Center 42-7. West Green beat Mapletown 40-0. Joel Reiser scored 5 times, carrying 43 times in the ball game for 375 yards. California and Jeff Morgan lead the league with Avella, Bentworth, Best Center, and West Green all sitting in a logjam 1 game back. In the 2A Century Conference, Wash High rolled past Stowe Rocks 49-6. Tristan Reed and Caden Cook each had a pair of rushing touchdowns, part of the Little Prexies' 300-yard rushing night. Stowe Rocks managed just 4 first downs and 66 total yards. Charleroi struggles continue. The Cougars lost to Keystone Oaks 42-7, the 9th straight loss for Charleroi. McGuffey was shut out by North Catholic 63-0. North Catholic's Will Waskovich ran the opening kickoff back for 90 yards. The Trojans scored 4 more times in the opening period, leading to the Highlanders' 15th consecutive loss. In non-conference action, Peters Township downed West Allegheny 28-0. Cole Newpaver and Nolan DeLucia each scored twice for Peters. Trinity was tied with Bethel Park 21-all at the half, and within 31-28 with 10 minutes to play before the Blackhawks exploded for 20 straight points. On the way to a 51-35 win over the Hillers, David Dennison ran for 315 yards and 6 touchdowns for Bethel Park. Ringgold in its final non-conference tune-up fell to Southmoreland 28-7. Rams host the Hillers next Friday night, a game we'll have for you on WJPA Sports Network. Waynesburg's tough gauntlet continues, losing to Wash High last week. The Raiders were blanked by Steel Valley 34-0 in a non-conference matchup last night. And next week, the Raiders play Seton LaSalle in a Thursday night game at Dormont Stadium. Coach's Corners coming up next. You'll hear from Chartiers-Houston's Dan Liss, then Burgettstown's Mark Druga. That's when our pregame show continues on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
You deserve a bank that drives your business. One that's with you for the long haul and knows how to keep your business rolling. At Washington Financial, we pride ourselves on delivering customized solutions, ones that are built for the unique journey your business is on. Go with the bank that gets you. Washington Financial Bank.
In sports and in life, accidents happen, and sometimes people get hurt. The doctors at Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation specialize in orthopedic surgery, joint replacement, foot and ankle reconstruction, hand and upper extremity surgery, sports medicine and rehabilitation, and game time medical services. With main offices near Wild Things Park and offices in Waynesburg, Charleroi, McMurray, and on Vanadium Road near St. Clair Hospital, you can count on Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation. Here in our pregame activities, chance now to chat with Chartiers-Houston head coach Dan Liss. 2-2 right now. Where would you like to be that you're not?
We take it week to week, so we're fine with where we're at. It's this week that we're most important, and that's most important to us, and just coming out 1-0.
Last year, the matchup between these two, how's that factor into what you prepared for today?
Again, kind of like I said, last year we came into it a little bit. Had a different game plan last year, and it kind of switched when you got out here, which is football. Sometimes the game plan you have when you start the week and start the game doesn't actually happen the way you want it to. So last year we switched it to a lot of ground and pound. This week it's nice because Fort Cherry, obviously runs the same defense. It's a 3-4. So last week's defense is the same as this week's defense. So preparing for that, it was nice to get 2 weeks against that on the offensive side, and then defensive side. Might see a little bit of new things going on this week for us.
Fort Cherry and Bishop Canavan both still unbeaten on top of the section. There's this log jam here in the middle. It turns this into a game that you really have to win.
Absolutely. The Black Hills Conference, again, I'll say like I did last week, other than maybe a 4A conference section, our section is one of the most difficult there is in all the WPIAL. So you have to come ready to play each week. And we know that. When we watch film, we tell these kids, you can't just expect to win a game, especially in the Black Hills Conference. So we have to come ready to go.
Tell me about Burgettstown's offense. So what gives you some sleeplessness this week trying to defend?
So Burgettstown's offense, Watching film, they've obviously put a lot of work in the offseason. It looks like they hit the weight room, and so that's one thing, but so did we. That's something we made sure when I came in is let's hit the weight room. That's always been a priority for us. They have a really good runner in number one, County. Quarterback, if he likes to throw it, he likes to throw it quick. He doesn't really sit back there and wait too long. They like to ground and pound as well. So it'll be a matchup that I'm excited for our defense to take that next step.
What opportunities will you have offensively against their D?
With our offense, having Dom Andreoli back is obviously great for us. It brings another dynamic to our offense. And then with senior Aaron Walsh, he's just I also run out of words to say about him. We always just look to him as a senior now. We look to him and say, hey, you're going to have that type of game. And he's up to the challenge. He has been all season long. You ask him for one thing, all he does is say, yes, sir, no, sir. And he just always answers that call.
And finally, we're on a Saturday afternoon. Really unusual anymore, but here we are. What's that do to your prep?
Actually, I think our prep was a little bit better. We got an extra day of practice, and then also what we did was we came in early this morning. It kind of felt like fall camp to us because we did an overnight camp this year. So we came in early this morning at 9. We did a walkthrough. We did our offensive and special teams prep, and then we had a motivational video that we showed them, and then we had a nice little lunch before we left. So we've had them since 9 this morning, making sure they're ready to go. We didn't let them sleep in and just come here groggy. So it's exciting for us.
Good luck today.
All right, thank you very much.
Chartiers-Houston head coach Dan Liss. More on our pregame show here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
On behalf of the Burgettstown Homecoming Committee, thank you. The Wizarding World of Burgettstown was a magical success because of you. Homecoming celebrates community spirit and creates memories that last a lifetime. Burgettstown is full of great people. Special thanks to our Grand Marshals, Frank Ferraro and Linford Lynch. From our school administrators and teachers to the fire departments, Borough Council, Smith Township supervisors, and our police. This day shines because of everyone involved. Good luck to Coach Druga and go Blue Devils.
Friday Night Lights brings our communities together, but too many families in Washington County are being torn apart by opioid addiction. I'm County Commissioner Nick Sherman, and I want you to know you're not alone. Help is here. If you or someone you love is struggling, call our confidential hotline today at 724-228-1234. Together we can fight addiction and build a strong future for Washington County. 724-228-1234.
Slovenian Savings and Loan is here for your life, your future, and your dreams. While life's pace seems to get faster and faster, Slovenian Savings and Loan still stands by its traditional values of honesty, integrity, and building personal relationships. Enjoy all modern conveniences to make banking easy, combined with a down-to-earth, face-to-face way of doing business. Slovenian Savings and Loan on Boone Avenue in Strabane. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Continuing on our pregame coverage, now with Burgettstown head coach Mark Druga. Mark, 1-2 right now, close in those two losses. Where are you as compared to where you'd like to be?
Obviously, we would like to have 2 wins, but the improvement from last year is incredible. I know last year, we'll talk about 90 to maybe 12 in those 2 games last year, if that. This year, especially last week, came down to the last play of the game. To a very good Cornell team, and we competed with Jeff Morgan for 3 quarters. So today we're hoping to clean up our mistakes and execute better against Chartiers-Houston.
I know when you look at the standings after last night, Fort Cherry a winner, Bishop Canavan a winner, Cornell, a team that you had a chance to knock off last week. This is a game that both teams have to win. No doubt about it. You could say early in the season this is a playoff caliber game. And I know, again, Chartiers has that chip on their shoulder of beating us last year. And we're looking to be much better this year than when we were last year. What you've seen from Chartiers-Houston, let's talk about their offense. What challenges does that present to you defensively?
I think it starts with their quarterback, number 6. I think he's a fantastic athlete. He was last year, and this year he has a nice arm, and he can make things happen with his feet. We have to contain him and limit those deep opportunities.
On their defense, what situations are you looking at that you want to try to take advantage of?
Well, I think coming into this game, Chartiers has run multiple defenses, and we have seen all those prior to this game with our scrimmages. Again, having 2 scrimmages, we're fortunate of that, and then just everybody we've played this year. So we're hoping to take advantage of the multiple defenses that Chartier has used.
What is it that you know you have to do well today to win?
I think limit number 6, hands down, and we can't make mistakes like we did last year. And hopefully we have polished what we have in the last few games in regards to mistakes.
Good luck today.
I always appreciate it. Thank you for coming out today.
Mark Druga, head coach of the Burgettstown Blue Devils. More on our pregame activities here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
My dream field has a scoreboard with a giant TV.
My dream field has dugouts for our mascot to dance on.
My dream field has lights to play at night. And a duck pond.
CNX is making dream fields come true by donating millions of dollars throughout Appalachia. Nominate your field at cnx.com/dreamfields.
From the first steps in new love to every scraped knee and healing embrace, the obstacles they will overcome to the victories they will achieve. You have walked this path beside them. These are the moments you live for. By protecting their health with a regular schedule of care, they can fully embrace all of life's little moments. At Cornerstone Care, we create healthier tomorrows today.
To schedule an appointment, visit cornerstonecare.com/locations.
Radio and TV today are cluttered with ads for car insurance. You might find these ads clever, funny, or even annoying. Hi, I'm Scott Day from the Day Insurance Agency. We like to keep things simple. We will give you the best possible coverage at the best possible price with great hometown service without all those gimmicks. Call us to get a free no-obligation quote with Erie Insurance. You might be surprised how much you can save. That's the Day Insurance Agency, 724-228-3448, or online at dayinsurance.com.
Welcome back to Hill Memorial Stadium, our pregame show ahead of the Chartiers-Houston Burgettstown Saturday afternoon special here on the WJPA Sports Network. When our 2 teams met a year ago, Dominic Andrioli scored on a pair of short runs in the opening quarter. Chartiers-Houston toppled Burgettstown 19-11. Buck's Nathan Brzezinski cemented the win with his 91-yard pick 6 in the fourth quarter. Colton County kicked a 35-yard first-half field goal for the Blue Devils. Brady Reitweiser scored on a 15-yard run in the fourth to set the final score. You will hear 3/4 of those names that I just mentioned. I had 4 guys that were highlights in last year's game. 3 of them are back today. One of them that Dan List talked about, having Dom Andrioli back in the lineup again this week. And, of course, Colton County and Brady Reitweiser in the Burgettstown lineup. After last night's action, here's an updated look at the Black Hills Conference standings. Fort Cherry's 2-0, Bishop Canavan 1-0. Monessen and Cornell both 1-1. Top 3 get the automatic bids into the WPIL playoffs, and that then takes the 3 teams each with 1 loss, including our 2 teams, battling to stay in reach of that automatic bid into the playoffs. Chartiers-Houston, Burgettstown, and Sarah Catholic all at 0-1 coming in. You'll get a look there as the colors are being presented, and then we're going to keep it here for our national anthem as well. And our thanks to all the folks here at Burgettstown for their accommodations and the willingness to. We moved a few things around as the day went on today, and we're certainly appreciative of that opportunity. And now we're going to pause for our national anthem. we had a little trouble there technically, but able to get the right buttons pushed, and we got that all squared away, and certainly glad about that. And now our camera guru going for a run there, Jason Tennant, who is really the leader of our production crew and all of that, and we certainly appreciate that, and the whole gang, Nate Rigotti, Jason Tennant, Lanfer Simpson heading up Green Sports and making it possible for us to do what we do, and we certainly appreciate that, and then our whole crew here today. A couple of minutes away from kickoff, we'll get the ball on the tee for this afternoon's game. Burgettstown hosting Chartiers-Houston when we come back here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Since 1978, Quality Quick Printing has been a single source for all your business, organization, and corporate printing needs. A full-service digital document solution center, high-speed digital copying, large format, design and finishing, direct mail services, and so much more. Call their print solutions specialists to help with your next project, 724-225-9427, or visit qualquick.com.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
And our coverage today also brought to you by boosters from Chartiers-Houston girls basketball and Chartiers-Houston softball. Best of luck to the Buccaneers football team, and throughout the year, you're invited to the 2025-26 girls basketball season opener at Charleroi on November the 29th. Find out more on the Chartiers-Houston girls basketball Instagram and Facebook pages for upcoming fundraisers and other events. Chartiers-Houston softball night at the races is coming up on the Saturday, January 24th, ahead of the 2026 season. And thanks to everyone for the support of the softball boosters golf outing back in August. Both the girls basketball and softball boosters from Chartiers-Houston say, "Go Bucks." All right. All you've done is work this morning, and they didn't get to say a word yet. Here's my partner for last year and all of this year, at least so far. He hasn't walked out on me. Jack Sacco. Good to have you along.
Yeah, thanks for having me again here, Bob. It was a fun time last night. We got to see a little piece of history. Matt Sig breaking the WPIL touchdown record. It's been a fun season thus far, and this should be a good game here today. These are two pretty evenly matched teams, two squads looking to be on the rise and build something. So this is an important game for both of these teams. Some implications for where the standings will be in the Black Hills Conference. So, just expect this to be a fun time. It's, really, really nice setting, homecoming out here in Burgettstown. Very much, a cool vibe and a cool event to see.
I talked earlier when I was going over the standings, talked with the two coaches, but this is an important ball game.
Absolutely.
The loser of this game sits a game back of the rest of the league battling for the third automatic berth, and 2 games back of the leaders, Fort Cherry and Bishop Canavan.
Yeah, and obviously you're at the the front part of the league schedule, but a loss here puts you in a really, really tough spot coming from behind, and puts you in a hole and puts you in a position where you really have to upset one of those top couple teams. And other than Fort Cherry, I think that there's a lot of mystery with some of these teams. So your season certainly isn't over with a loss today, but a win puts you in a good spot.
It keeps you right in the mix for that, and in control of your own circumstance for that final spot. Burgettstown's loss last week was to Cornell. The Blue Devils still have Fort Cherry and Bishop Canavan ahead of them. Chartiers-Houston lost last week to Fort Cherry, but they still have Bishop Canavan and Cornell ahead that they're going to have to deal with. Both still have to play Monessen. And there's a lot of football left to be played, but you cannot afford in a short season that high school football is, you can't afford to fall 2 games off the pace.
Yeah. Puts you in a position, as I said, you're just in a hole, and it's a hole that be really difficult to dig out of.
And our congratulations to the Grand Marshals of today's homecoming parade, guys that we've known for a long, long time. Winningest basketball coaches here at the school. We've known Frank Ferraro for many years, went on then to coach in college as well, and his sidekick and assistant for many years, Lenny Lynch, who has been the tournament director for the Pony League World Series the last several years as well, and they were the Grand Marshals of today's Burgettstown Homecoming Parade. Coming up at the half, we're going to talk with Burgettstown Mayor Luke Snatchko about what a special day like today is, what it means to our small town communities. And I mean, when you look around Washington County, sure, you have Washington and the Trinity District, you have Cannon-McMillan, you have Peters Township, and then you have a whole bunch of just a bunch of small towns: Avella, Bentworth, Best Center, Burgettstown, California, Chartiers-Houston, the Fort Cherry community. McGuffey got a little size to it. Ringgold's got a little size with Monongahela and Donora. And then I mentioned Trinity and Washington. But more than half of the public schools in Washington County are small towns.
Yeah, and, I went to a smaller school in Monessen. And, those types of things these types of events are really important to smaller districts and smaller towns, and it's always great to see really the whole city get to come together and whole town come together to rally around not just the football but the school and the district, and you just have to love to see all this stuff, and it's one of the great things in our country.
One of the neat things that Burgettstown still does is the Saturday parade, the Saturday home football game. Always home on Saturday afternoon for homecoming, and many schools play their Friday game or their regular season games Friday under the lights, and Burgettstown certainly does. But they keep a hold of that traditional homecoming game on Saturday afternoon. Referee Charlie Watts, Brad Poland is the umpire, Mike Vansalo is the head linesman, and Jim McDaniel the line judge. In the defensive secondary, it'll be Luke Stopperidge and Mike Murin. These are our officials, and we will get the ball on the tee here shortly, and we've done our best to try to let you hear mostly us, but every once in a while you'll hear some other stuff going on as well, and we're going to do our best. Burgettstown is going to receive. Chartiers-Houston won the toss, deferred their option to the second half, and Burgettstown, of course, said we want the ball. Now, the kickoff for Chartiers-Houston is going to be up into the sunlight if it's up in the air, if it's not a squib kick down the field. It's going to be up right into the sun, and the deep guys for Burgettstown are going to be back to receive. Michael Carrozza and Danny Smith set to receive. They'll be the guys having to deal with Tommy DeZura's kick if, in fact, it gets up in the air. If it's bounding down the middle, not so much a problem. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Great to have you along here this afternoon. DeZura's kick will indeed bound down the far hash mark. It's going to be picked up on the hop, and a return by Carrozza, and he got his feet taken out for money. A little heel sweep there to knock him down.
I expect for Burgettstown, it's going to be a lot of usage for Colton County. That's really the offensive identity of this team. Get County the ball and let them roll.
We're doing radio. All right, the ball will be at the 20. Some things still amaze me. By the way, that's truck traffic on Route 18 that you just heard rumbling by. First and 10, Burgettstown at its own 29-yard line. Tailback gets the handoff and really nowhere to go. County did not see any opening as soon as he got the handoff, and then got a little tentative and didn't hit up in there. And just got back to the line.
Yeah, it wasn't really anything for County there, and maybe would have been able to pick up a couple if didn't have that slight hesitation. Instead, he gets dumped at the line.
Quarterback is Blake Neal, 6'1", 165-pound junior. County, a senior on this squad. Wide out to the near side comes Carrozza. Single wide out to the top of the set as well. Offset eye, toss to the right. County got to put a foot in the ground, try to stay with his lead blocker. Going to get a yard up to the 30-yard line. Couldn't stay with Rightweiser, had to cut in behind him. And County taken down after a gain of a yard.
Yeah, had the blocker out in front. Defender for the Bucks were able to shed and force County back up inside, and a lot of white jerseys there to finish them off.
3rd down and 9, ball at the Burgettstown 30-yard line, opening possession. Now it'll be Danny Smith coming wide to the near side between the hash marks and the numbers. Pass play coming this way for Smith. Adjusts back to the ball, makes the grab over the 45 and taken down. Neal able to get the ball up for a little underthrown, maybe back shoulder. Makes the grab up there, 45 and taken down. We're getting Neal able to get the ball up for so the first down picked up on the reception by Danny Smith, and our apologies, you may have had that in your ear as well. 16-yard pickup and a first down. Smith now motions across the formation. Twins right, roll out to the right for Neal, cuts up side the block from County, and Smith Neal gonna keep it. Neal will pick up 1 yard. That penetration up the field forced that play that was designed to keep rolling that way to be abandoned.
Yeah, Neal had to basically bag that play. Had to try to cut it back up inside, nothing there. Was able to battle back to the line of scrimmage.
And our apologies for that. Like I said, we're just working through some things here, and we'll scramble because of the parade and our accessibility. Tight end and a wide receiver this way. Running play, and County takes the handoff and has nowhere to go. May not have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. So again, it's going to be a 3rd and long, and it is going to be a yard loss. It's a 3rd and 11 upcoming.
There's just some big-time penetration for Chartiers-Houston. Really causing trouble inside. Tyler Clayton as well as Braden Thompson. The rest of that whole group really doing their job of getting off blocks and stopping the ball carrier in their tracks.
Smith and Spear, 2 receivers come this way. 3rd down and 11. Shotgun formation for Blake Neal. 4-man rush, has time, pass up the far sideline. Over the shoulder, Carrozza makes the grab and stays in. No, going to be ruled out of bounds. And now the back judge is going to take the ball and going to rule again. The first indication that we saw was out of bounds, so it'll bring up 4th down.
We'll see it here on replay. It looked like, and it looked like
he may not have had control of the ball until he went to the ground.
Carrozza definitely was able to get his feet down in bounds, but I just don't think he had established possession before that right knee fell outside the line.
Colton County in punt formation.
Brody McCreary are deep for the Bucks. Colton County is standing at his own 35 to punt for the Devils.
Brody McCreary, Aaron Walsh set to receive the County punt. A little pressure, nice booming kick, going to get inside the 25. McCreary made the first man miss, up over the 25-30 and stopped shy of the 35. Chartiers-Houston with possession for the first time, 8:22 to play. There are flags down near the line of scrimmage. Let's sort this out first.
Also, Damian Foster.
And it could well be.
There is, however, a flag.
Roughing, or personal foul rather, against Burgettstown.
That's going to be a 15-yarder.
And the question is that before the punt, or are they going to add that on to the end of the run? And that's what it's going to be. 8:22 to play in our opening quarter. We'll keep it here. Referee Charlie Watts indicates dead ball, personal foul, and now they indicate against Chartiers-Houston.
It is a personal foul against Chartiers-Houston. Still 15. Wait a minute.
Now they're going to, the personal foul is against Burgettstown. Indeed. Yeah, it is against Burgettstown.
Okay, never mind. It's on Burgettstown again. You want to go for 4.
Ball will go to the 49-yard line after the punt and
All right,
return.
Chartiers starts the drive 1st and 10 at their own 49.
Oh, here we go. Drive finally starts.
Slot man goes in motion. That's Jake Luba. Resets. Roll out to the left. It's Aaron Walsh. Bounce it inside, then out. Across midfield. 45. Got the sideline, and Walsh forced to the boundary, but not before he gets inside the 40-yard line for a first down.
Subtle movements right there is what allowed Walsh to be able to bounce that out. He faked inside, caused the line to collapse for Burgettstown, and it gave him just enough room to get to the edge and outrun those blue jerseys.
14-yard carry for Walsh. Initial first down of the ball game for the Bucks. 2 receivers wide left, 2 eligibles wide to the far side. Running play, Dom Andriola puts his left foot down and cuts back up the field and picks up about 5 to the 32.
Stopped by 21, Brady Rightweiser along with
Andriola just getting that handoff. Gets past the line of scrimmage, then he goes and looks for the contact and drops that shoulder into the linebacker.
2 guys in that Chartiers-Houston backfield that coach has talked about. Head coach Dan List talking about getting Andrioli back and ready to go today, and nice run there. And Burgettstown's head coach Mark Druga talked about having to limit Aaron Walsh, and he busted off a 14-yard play to start the possession. 2nd and 5, Walsh gets the call, weaves his way through traffic inside the 20, the 15, and down at about the 11-yard line. It's first down.
There's that burst from Walsh. Saw it on the first play of this possession. That time he just goes up inside. He was rolling right, cut it in. Good vision. Couple Burgettstown tacklers too, just kind of getting out of position. Allows for the explosive run.
First and 10 at the 12. Walsh comes right, runs away from everybody and into the end zone for the touchdown. Walsh runs of 14, 20, and 12 yards on a 4-play possession. 7:05 to go opening quarter, and Chartiers-Houston opens the scoring on a 4-play, 51-yard scoring drive.
Yeah, the blocking on that whole possession was really excellent for Chartiers-Houston on that touchdown run. Walsh moving right, he had the play developed out in front of him, and there was a lot of room. All he had to do was burst through a hole, and he used his speed to do so.
Walsh will hold.
Aaron Walsh to hold, Tommy DeZora to kick, and a flag down for a illegal procedure false start. And this time, as we talked last night, the little audience education about the rules. This time there was movement on the line, which forces the play to be whistled dead. Last night we saw the same thing, illegal procedure penalty marked off, or declined on plays that were allowed to continue. A little deeper PAT, and the kick drifts wide to the right, no good. Chartiers-Houston 6, Burgettstown nothing. 7:05 to go in the first. Kickoff in the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Join the team at Schweinebraten Bus Company, a family-owned business in Washington. Schweinebraten Bus Company is hiring. Earn highly competitive wages with paid training and sign-on bonus, plus holiday and loyalty bonuses. Learn more. Call 72.
You deserve a bank that brings fresh ideas to your business. One that can see you're a cut above and knows you like you know your customers. At Washington Financial, we pride ourselves on preparing personalized solutions, ones that cater to the unique needs of your business. Go with the bank that gets you. Washington Financial Bank.
7:05 to go, so we're not quite 5 minutes in. And Chartiers-Houston kicking off for the second time. Nice dominant drive offensively. Little short kick going to be taken at the 33-yard line. The return man slips and falls. Caleb Metallic goes down fielding that kick. One kick from Chartiers, bounds down the far hash mark. This one is a little sand wedge, lob wedge here to the near side, and Metallic fields it but lost his footing, and that will put a ball in play for Burgettstown at its own 32-yard line.
And you got to be careful with a kick like that going too far to the sideline, but at the high school level, if you don't have a very powerful kicker, those are effective if you can kick them accurately.
Shotgun formation, roll out right, Neal throw, pass is too tall and went right into the hands of the defensive back, Julius Livingston, but hand went across his face just as the ball was getting there, and so the timing broken up. That easily could have been an incomplete pass, or an interception.
Yeah, you could see from up here the stars in Livingston's eyes there. He saw it coming right to him. Pass inaccurate behind the receiver. If Livingston's able to make that grab, he's probably going the other way for another score.
One big play today for Burgettstown, the 16-yard pass for a third down conversion. Now Neal on the keeper, forward for about 3, maybe 4. He's going to get to the 36-yard line, so 4 yards on the quarterback keeper. But now third down and 6, and I just go back that opening possession, runs for 0, 1, 0, -1. That all adds up to 0 yards rushing on 4 carries, and an incomplete pass. An incomplete pass here in this second possession, then the 4-yard run, the pass play on 3rd and 9 to Danny Smith, the only big gainer. Third down and 6, pass to the right. Smith makes the catch, but well short, well defended. Going to get out to the 38.5-yard line, but that's going to bring up 4th down and about 4.
Yeah, that pass a little bit off the mark. Smith had to leave his feet, and from that point, Smith has no chance of shaking the tackler. He was in good pursuit and well positioned either way.
Colton County with a 29-yard punt and a 10-yard return plus a personal foul last time out. Andrioli and Dom Coomer are back to receive. This punt's going to be fielded on the run by Coomer at the 34-yard line, up the hash marks, now to the numbers, 50. And Horsecaller tackled from behind and pulled down on the Burgettstown bench, so another personal foul penalty coming up against Burgettstown on a punt return.
Yeah, both of those have. This return was going to set up a really nice field position for Chartiers-Houston, but that's 30 yards now just given to the Buccaneers on those punts.
So 23 yards on the return and 15 on the personal foul.
It's been a rough start to this game for Burgettstown, really, in all aspects of the game. Offense has been disjointed. The defense has not been able to get off blocks.
And we're going to get an official timeout here as well. 5:27 to go opening quarter. It is Chartiers-Houston 6, Burgettstown nothing. Back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
In sports and in life, accidents happen, and sometimes people get hurt. The doctors at Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation specialize in orthopedic surgery, joint replacement, foot and ankle reconstruction, hand and upper extremity surgery, sports medicine and rehabilitation, and game time medical services. With main offices near Wild Things Park and offices in Waynesburg, Charleroi, McMurray, and on Vanadium Road near St. Clair Hospital, you can count on Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation.
Official timeout. And the Saturday afternoon, warm days like this, game officials are wanting to make sure everybody stays hydrated.
Yeah, it's a good idea. You know, that's always dangerous for cramping and things like that.
Ball at the 28-yard line. Walsh to take the shotgun snap and hands the ball off. Andrioli going straight ahead. Hit right at the line and going to get about a half yard. And line guys are working their way forward for a little more than that. Going to be a gain of a yard for Andrioli.
That was a better job right there for Burgettstown, able to shed a couple blocks and swarm to the football. There were about 6 blue jerseys there.
6-0 Bucks as we roll under 5 minutes to play in our opening quarter. Burgettstown had the ball for the first 3.5 minutes. Chartiers-Houston needed just about a minute 15 to score on their opening possession. And now the Bucks are going to take a timeout, not happy, and they get coming to the line. The play clock was down to about 3 seconds, and I'm not sure it got reset correctly, but we'll just deal with that. So timeout, Bucks, 4:44 to go. First quarter, 6-0 Chartiers-Houston, back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
On behalf of the Burgettstown Homecoming Committee, thank you. The Wizarding World of Burgettstown was a magical success because of you. Homecoming celebrates community spirit and creates memories that last a lifetime. Burgettstown is full of great people. Special thanks to our Grand Marshals, Frank Ferraro and Linford Lynch. From our school administrators and teachers to the fire departments, Borough Council, Smith Township supervisors, and our police. This day shines because of everyone involved. Good luck to Coach Druga and go Blue Devils.
Well, we have had the official stoppage on the change of possession. And after one play, Bucks coming to the line of scrimmage when the sideline realized that the play clock was already down to 3. Again, I'm not sure that went to 40 seconds. It may have been the 25 button that got pushed. Not positive of that, but that was pretty quick, down to 3 seconds. So Dan List saying, hey, let's take the timeout just to be sure. Trips left, twin receivers to the right, empty backfield for Aaron Walsh. Takes the snap, quarterback draw, flushed out of the pocket, keeps the play alive, and now we'll try to run with it. Not going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
I'll have to see that on the replay. I'm not sure that was a designed draw play.
Finally, Lance Duran brings him down.
Looked like receivers were all on go routes downfield, but right there, just a free rusher getting right up the middle for Burgettstown.
Just the ball motion there by Walsh led me to believe that it was draw because he showed the ball and then quickly tucked it down. Now, he may have seen the free rusher coming quicker than I did. So now 3rd and 10, right at the spot where this possession started. Walsh rolls to his right, throws the ball, and a pass is knocked down, incomplete. I think Jason Murray got the hand on the football.
Yeah, that one was definitely tipped. I like the ideas here, getting Walsh on the run. All his runs have been on these rolls to the right and left. Try to get the defense to collapse in and bite on the run and get something over the top right there. Just didn't work out.
So 4th and 10, Chartiers-Houston at the Burgettstown 28. So it's right where they started after the punt and personal foul horse collar penalty. 2 receivers to the top of the set. Brody Lynch, Dadrian Walsh trips to the right, and Walsh again alone in the backfield. Pressure coming down the middle. He hit just as he throws the ball. Fly pattern to the end zone, incomplete.
Walsh's pass intended
and that pressure coming. Walsh had to get rid of it just a hair early, and the ball will go over on downs.
Yeah, he took a lick right there, too. It was a good throw, just a bit too far. The receiver couldn't get there.
Well, Burgettstown's defense picks up its special teams, gave up the big punt return and the penalty. But the Blue Devils offense gets back on the field really pretty close to where they gave it up.
Yep.
About 10 yards shy thereof. But you'll take it with the score still right where we were, 6-0 in favor of Chartiers-Houston. Switch the football out, get the Burgettstown football there for offense. I backfield behind Neal. Jab step sends Smith in motion this way. Neal with a play fake, rolls, jump pass to the right side behind the line. Rightweiser makes the catch, got off first contact, powering ahead out across the 40-yard line, good for a first down.
That play action got Buccaneers defense to bite. And Rightweiser wide open, able to get it done after the catch too and through contact, turning that into a really nice gain.
14 yards on the pickup. I have Neal at the moment, 3 of 5 for 32 yards. Reitweiser's first grab. A new set of downs at the 42, 1st and 10. That I backfield behind Neal. Tailback County gets the call, and County hit behind the line, spun off that, gets that across the 45 to the 46. 4-yard pickup.
He's stopped by 77, Braden Thompson.
Tough sledding in the early going for Colton County. 4 carries, 4 yards at the moment.
Yeah, there hasn't been much there for County, but he's the type of player who's going to battle through that and keep trying to get better and better as the game goes along.
Michael Carroza wide this way. Danny Smith to the Chartiers-Houston side. Sprint handoff. County straight ahead, and he's submarined. May have helped that lost his balance, and County a little slow to get up. Going to end up credited with 2 yards, and I'm not sure he's 100%.
Yeah, County, as you mentioned, he kind of got plunged down from the lower half of his body. And as he was going down, it looked like he hit his head, too, on a Chartiers-Houston defender. Type of play that, you could get shook up on something like that.
3rd and 4. Dominic Stevenson, the widest of 3 receivers this way. Single back in the backfield. Neal hands it off, and boy, he'd love to have kept that. County snowed under for a loss back at the 46.
Yeah, right there, that was the wrong decision on that option. I think that Neal was just a little bit too uncertain right there, hesitated, and at that point, County has to operate under the assumption that he's getting the ball, and it's not going to get pulled.
I'm going to go back 2 snaps. County shaken up, but stayed in the game. Then that run, and now he's going to punt. 4th down and 6. No pressure and a bad kick, but going to take a bit of a Burgettstown roll, and it's going to go out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. And he is not right at the moment.
Yeah, Burgettstown staff has to keep an eye on him. Mentioned hit his head a little bit. Always something that you need to watch for.
1:28 to play, first quarter, 6-0. Chartiers-Houston. That punt goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line, so 19 yards on that kick. Unfortunate for the Blue Devils, 1 no return, and for the first time today on a punt coverage, no penalty. So even though County wasn't, that was not his best result, but able to get better than what they've gotten. Walsh takes the snap, 1st and 10, trying to get around the left end, and Walsh hit just across the line and going to end up with a pickup of about 4 yards on the play. 1:15 to go in our opening quarter.
Yeah, Walsh had to go a long way there from where the ball was spotted and kept getting strung out. He was able to get a modest gain, but had to move a long way to do so.
And exactly 1 minute now remaining in our opening period. Chartiers-Houston, big advantage in the offense. The only points on the board. Bucks up 6-0. Come to the line, 2nd down and 6 at their own 39-yard line. 2 wide receiver each way. And now Walsh, man running free. Near side, it's McCreary. Adjusts back and can't get to the ball. Nice recovery on that deep post pattern. And broken up. Big hustle there by Bryce Spear.
McCreary did a good job selling the block. He faked that as if Walsh was going to run it. Kind of a quarterback play action himself. And it allowed McCreary to get up over the top. Throw was a little bit short. It made McCreary have to backtrack and go towards the middle of the field. Leads to the drop.
Yeah, if that throws more to the numbers than to the hash marks, there's no way Spear's able to get back and affected it at all. Clock stopped with the incompletion, just under 37 seconds in the quarter. 3rd down and 6. The Bucks at their own 39. Walsh hands it off, running play coming this way, forward for 5 yards. Andrioli going to be stopped shy of the 1st down marker.
Gain of 5, stopped by Danny Smith and Lance.
Yeah, Andrioli certainly was short there. He had the battle. It was well blocked play. He fought through a tackle right at the end and got him just about a yard short.
And Bucks, I do not believe, are going to snap this. They're just now huddling up. Play clock is not running. Game clock going to run out. End of one quarter. Chartiers-Houston 6, Burgettstown nothing here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Friday night lights bring our community together, but too many families in Washington County are being torn apart by opiate addiction. I'm Commissioner Larry Maggi, and I want you to know you're not alone. Help is here. If you or someone you love is struggling, call our confidential helpline today at 724-228-1234. That's 724-228-1234. Together we can fight addiction and build a stronger future for Washington County.
Since 1978, Quality Quick Printing has been a single source for all your business, organization, and corporate printing needs. A full-service digital document solution center, high-speed digital copying, large format, design and finishing, direct mail services, and so much more. Call their print solutions specialists to help with your next project, 724-225-9427, or visit qualquick.com.
Back at Hill Memorial Stadium after one quarter, total offense a little closer than what I would have guessed. I have Chartiers-Houston with 60 yards rushing, no completed passes, 60 total yards. And for Burgettstown, just 8 yards on the ground, but 32 yards passing.
Yep.
I have the Blue Devils with 40 yards total offense, but no points. 6-0 in favor of Chartiers-Houston.
Yeah, Burgettstown actually controlled time of possession there. I have them for possessing for 7 minutes, 46 seconds to 4:14 for Chartiers-Houston.
And now 4th down and 1. Chartiers-Houston leaves the offense out. Aaron Walsh, and now going to reset Andrioli to the right side, and Andrioli took that direct snap trying to get off contact, and he is going to get the ball to the 45 and get the first down.
Man, that play went on for a long time. And actually, a blue jersey was able to come out with it, Danny Smith, but play was whistled dead, and Andrioli was able to get the gain.
He was stopped by a multitude of Blue Devils.
Going to get the ball just across the 45. He had to get it to the 45. That was going to be the first down. So about a yard and the length of the football on the gain. So 1st and 10. I have 4 first downs now for the Bucks. 3 on their opening possession. First downs on 3 of their 4 plays, in fact. And now Andrioli out of the huddle to the sideline. And the Bucks see the play clock winding down. They're going to have to take another timeout.
Yep.
And this time the clock did reset correctly. So timeout Chartiers-Houston their second. 11:20 to play first half. 6-0 Chartiers-Houston up on Burgettstown. Back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
At Slovenian Savings and Loan, they understand you want convenience. That's why their mobile banking app allows you to bank from anywhere, anytime. They also know there's no substitute for personal, one-on-one service from someone who cares about you and your family. Founded on honesty, integrity, and trust in 1925, and that will never change. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Slovenian Savings and Loan on Boone Avenue in Strabane. SlovenianSavingsandLoan.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
My Dream Field has a scoreboard with a giant TV.
My Dream Field has dugouts for our mascot to dance on.
My Dream Field has lights to play at night. And a duck pond.
CNX is making dream fields come true by donating millions of dollars throughout Appalachia. Nominate your field at cnx.com/dreamfields.
Bucks come to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10. Walsh, a little patient run around the right side and going to turn into a gain of about 5 yards.
Andrioli carries the ball, stopped by Beloga.
Mike, is that Andrioli or Walsh? I thought it was Walsh. My apologies.
Yeah, that was Andrioli on the carry.
It was direct snap to Andrioli.
And he rumbled through some traffic. So he was going right. There were a lot of Burgettstown defenders over there. He was able to navigate his way through.
2nd down and 5 from the Burgettstown 49-yard line now. And no Aaron Walsh. Andrioli to take the direct snap on the Wildcat, tuck it on the left hip, run left side, and stood up just as he approached the line of scrimmage.
Stacked up by Reitweiser and County and Smith and Murray.
3rd down and 5.
Yeah, there was just nowhere to go right there for Andreoli. There was a defender coming in from the inside. That was Brady Reitweiser. And on the outside, good job of setting that edge and not allowing Andreoli to get outside.
Walsh back in the game now, and the Bucks get out of the Wildcat. 7th play of the possession upcoming. Chartiers-Houston converted a 4th down a few moments ago. Just under 10 minutes to play in our first half. Walsh has trips to his right. Andreoli in the backfield with him, and McCreary to the near side. Roll out to the right, stop and throw the ball down a deep post down the middle. Incomplete. 2 receivers in the area. Dom Coomer looked like he was the intended target, but going on a deep corner route was McCreary coming over the top, and he actually had the best chance at it.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, you don't love it whenever there's 2 receivers in a similar spot. That was the right idea, honestly, from Walsh. That was the only way that pass was going to be completed, is if he was able to get his receivers to make an adjustment over top of that. It was well-covered play. He made the throw he needed, just too late to adjust.
Adrian Walls will come on. He is the punter. 4th down and 5, just across midfield. Well, it looked like a movement here on the left end ahead of the snap, but play on. The kick is away, fielded at the 25-yard line, return up over the 30, the 35, and out to about the 38-yard line on the run back by Bryce Spear.
He's stopped by
about a 24-yard punt, and then Spear with the 14-yard run back.
And County was almost able to get there on that kick.
At the 39.
Put the ball down at the 39-yard line. So 24 on the punt, 14 on the run back, so just a net of 10. And the Blue Devils will take that down 6-0 ball at their own 39-yard line. Looking to get a little rhythm going offensively. Carrozza comes in motion, takes the snap, and now a flag flies and going to be false start
on
against the Blue
That'll
Devils.
Be a 5-yard penalty and make it 1st and 15.
Third penalty of the game against Burgettstown. 2 personal fouls on special teams, and now false start on this possession. So now 1st and 15, backed up to its own 34-yard line. Burgettstown sends a new play in. Big thanks to both Dan Liss and Mark Druga chatting with us in pregame. Neal up under center with that eye backfield. 3-step drop pass to the near side. Smith makes the catch and doesn't get back to the line. Loses a yard.
That pass floated a little bit too long. By the time Smith got it, there were defenders all over him.
That's going to make it 2nd and 16.
Yeah, there are times coaches will do that over and over, just try to lull you into sleep, and you see this little 3-step drop and raise the ball up, and all of a sudden the D-backs come flying up and the receiver takes off flying and the quarterback launches it, just try to suck you in. But 2nd and 16 now for Burgettstown. Single back, trips left, single receiver this way. From the shotgun, fly ball up the far side, waiting for the ball. Pass is knocked away, defended at the last second. That ball took a little too long to get to Dominic Stevenson.
Dominic Stevenson.
Yeah, it took a little while, but honestly, from the far hash, that you can't ask for more from Neal. That's a really impressive throw right in the bucket. But coverage has been very, very solid in this game. Even the passes Neal's been able to complete. It's been very, very contested.
8:38, the clock stopped here in the second quarter. 6-0 Chartiers-Houston. The Bucks scored on their 4th offensive play of the game, and nobody has found the end zone other than that, including the PAT was no good. 3rd and 16 for the Blue Devils. Pass on the deep post, contact, receiver bumped out of his route. Carrozza and going to get no help from the defensive back. And, well, it looked like Carrozza was just coming out to try to draw that penalty.
Yeah, no, he didn't do a good job of selling it.
Well, here's the other thing. It would not have been a first down, even if he got it, because it was 3rd and 16 and no automatic first down in high school on pass interference.
Yeah, if anything, too, it looked like Carrozza honestly initiated the contact.
Colton County to punt for the 4th time today here in the first half.
Oh, excuse me, that's
County steps up, line drive kick. Going to get over the head of Andrioli. Ball bounds around and will be covered by the Blue Devils. The Blue Devils acted like they thought the ball was touched by Brody Lynch, but no indication thereof. So the punt and the ball down at the 26-yard line. So 31 on the punt and no return. 8:24 to play first half. 6-0 Chartiers-Houston. Bucks have just 1 first down since their touchdown drive on their opening possession of the game.
Yeah, and that was a really easy drive where it only took a few plays. It took 3 or 4 plays to find the end zone. Walsh was able to run it really well. It's been a lot more difficult since to move it.
1st and 10 running play coming up over the right tackle forward from the 26. Andrioli for about 9 on the play.
A patient run right there by Andrioli. Hit the hole, then reevaluated where everything was, cut it back up, got it all the way up to that 35-yard line.
Since the touchdown run, that's the longest running play of the game. Andrioli gets the handoff again, and he's going to swim his way forward for about 5 to the 40-yard line, and a Chartiers-Houston first down.
Those are 2 nice runs from Andrioli. Lance Duran there to make the tackle, but it was too late. Andrioli's been doing a tough job fighting through some contact, and now there's a couple plays there where the holes have been there.
Coverage today brought to you in part by the Chartiers-Houston softball boosters and girls basketball boosters. Softball night at the race is coming up Saturday, January 24th, ahead of the 2026 season. Softball squad says thanks to all for the support of the golf outing. You're invited to the girls basketball season opener at Charleroi, November 29th. 1st and 10 for the Bucks. Good play fake by Aaron Walsh up over the 45 to the 49-yard line. That's a run of about 9. You can find out more about the Chartiers-Houston girls basketball on Instagram and Facebook. Find out about upcoming fundraisers and other events.
Little inverted option there, and defense bit on the fake to Andrioli, and Walsh able to dice it up inside.
Back-to-back 9-yard runs on first down for Chartiers-Houston. The Bucks have it 2nd and 1, almost to midfield. Andrioli with Walsh. Walsh on the keeper, trying to come wide, hit, grabbed by the jersey, and taken down for a loss on the play.
That time a swarm of Blue Devil defenders able to get back there. Got tracked from behind by Adam Beloga, and Colton County able to be in there as well to make the play along with Kingston Martin.
I think it was County that got the jersey, got a fistful of jersey in the front and was able to keep a hold of Walsh there. So now 3rd down and 5 after the loss of 4. Ball back to the Bucks 45-yard line. Halfway through the second quarter, 6-0 Chartiers-Houston with the lead. 3 receivers go to the top, 2 to the near side, empty backfield for the senior signal caller. Blitz shown, people coming. Walsh flushed out, trying to weave his way up the middle. Going to get hit at the 45. Works forward to the 48.5. Going to be about 2 yards shy.
That pressure comes from Cameron Jackson. He wins his rep decisively, and he wasn't able to make the play himself, but got some support from the second level.
Bucks already have a 4th down conversion in this quarter. In fact, the first play of the period moved the sticks. 4th down and a long one, a little more than 1, about a 1.5 yards to go. Have to get the nose of the ball to the 50-yard line. Andrioli with Walsh, trips right, single receiver to the Burgettstown sideline. Ball at the near hash, and the slot man goes in motion ahead of the snap. Dom Coomer beat the count. That false start penalty will move the ball back 5 yards.
Fourth and about 6.5.
Yeah, Chartiers-Houston's going to bring on the punt team now.
Officials trying to get there. We go. Actually, it's a penalty of 5.5 yards because it goes clear back to the 43. And now punt formation. Dadrian Walls.
Dadrian Walls will punt.
24-yard punt last time. Play whistle dead here at the line of scrimmage. And again, a false start indication. That'll back it up 5 more yards. 3 false start penalties
against the Bucks, another 5
against
yards.
the Bucks today.
Now it's gonna be fourth and
one on
about 11
extra point attempt, one on the 4th and short, and this one on punt alignment.
Danny Smith and Bryce Spear are deep for the Devils.
Walls to kick it. End over end kick. Spear going to pick it up at his knees. 34, make it up across the 35, try to make a cut at the 40, and his feet went out from under him. 28-yard punt, and Spear with the return going to get credit for about 7 yards on the run back. Get that bounding ball, and you do not want to let it keep bouncing without a break in the action. 4:27 to play, second quarter. Chartiers-Houston 6, Burgettstown nothing. Back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
From the first steps in new love to every scraped knee and healing embrace, the obstacles they will overcome to the victories they will achieve. You have walked this path beside them. These are the moments you live for. By protecting their health with a regular schedule of care, they can fully embrace all of life's little moments. At Cornerstone Care, we create healthier tomorrows today.
To schedule an appointment, visit cornerstonecare.com/locations.
Hi, I'm Scott Day from the Day Insurance Agency here in Washington. When was the last time you reviewed your homeowner's policy? In recent years, the price of homeowners insurance has gone up dramatically. In fact, some companies have raised their rates by as much as 35% in the last year. If you haven't reviewed your coverage lately, now is the time. You might be surprised at how much you can save. Call us at 724-228-3448. Visit us online at dayinsurance.com or stop by one of our offices in Washington or Hickory.
I want to go back to something that Mark Drug had told us in pregame, and that was that one of the things that the Blue Devils needed to do was limit number 6, Aaron Walsh. Walsh had 46 yards on 3 carries in the games, as it turns out the only touchdown. He's had 11 yards on 5 total carries since. Pass on a deep slant in to the middle of the field. Ball is caught by Spear. He makes the turn. 30, 25, trying to juke the last man, and got caught and dragged down inside the 20-yard line.
That's a big-time run on the run after the catch on that pass. Spear able to catch that slant. Good block up front from his teammate Carrozza, and it was only Walsh who could save the touchdown there from the safety spot.
Spear coming across the middle and took that pass in stride and turned it into a 43-yard pickup. More than doubles the Blue Devils' total offense in the opening half on that play. Reitweiser behind the direct snap to Colton County. County pounds it inside the 10. Ball came loose, but the officials on the wing are ruling that the play was down at the 9-yard line. County with that direct snap. Get a look here. County takes it, cuts, nice cut to the right. Got stood up, shoved backward. If the knee was down, it was just down.
Yeah, that was close.
6-yard run.
It's been a tough time for County in this game. It's just been a struggle.
Blue Devils driving for a potential tying score. 2nd and 4. County runs the left side and got the legs cut out. Is going to get a yard maybe on the play. Not a lot of mystery about what was going to happen on that play.
Yeah, weren't hiding anything. They put County back there to get it. Now they're going to bring back their normal quarterback in Neal.
So 3rd down and 3 at the Chartiers-Houston 8-yard line. certainly in field goal range for County. In our opening coverage of Burgettstown this year, County kicked a 43-yarder. It turned out to be the winning points against Bentworth. Neal hands it off. County bows back to his left, got close to the 5, and that's going to be a first down. It's 1st and goal.
Yeah, he got right to that 5-yard line. It looked like there was a bigger hole for County.
That looks like that'll be good enough.
Might have hesitated again going through,
at the Chartiers 5.
but he was able to get what he needed.
First rushing first down of the game for Burgettstown. And again, Neal's coming out, and County's going to wildcat this. One of the advantages of wildcat is you got 10 guys to block for one. Normally in a standard quarterback offense, he's not throwing a block, he's handing the ball off.
See that a lot of college football. Power back's really just a wildcat quarterback.
1st and goal at the 5. Reitweiser takes the handoff, and he's down to about the 2.
Takes the handoff from Neal.
You could see a lot of attention being paid to Colton County, and the handoff to Reitweiser got a little room. 3 yards on that pickup.
Knocking on the door here. Burgettstown needs this score. And I'm sure they're fine with letting it tick down and try to drag this down towards the end of the first half.
.43-yard pass play got this possession started, but all on the ground since then. 2nd down and goal at the 2-yard line. Again, the Wildcat formation, unbalanced line, heavy to the left side. County hands it off. Up the middle goes Reitweiser, and he is down at the 1. Chartiers-Houston player lost his helmet, so he'll have to go off.
Upended by Thompson,
3rd and goal at the 1. The Blue Devils clearly in 4-down territory here.
Yeah, there's no thinking about that. You're going to go for that.
Only thing that would change that, Jack, of course, you take some kind of loss
yes,
here.
Yes, absolutely.
But barring that loss, Blue Devils are going to look to pound it in here. Neal back in. He has Reitweiser and County in that I stack behind. 3rd and goal at the 1. Neal long count. Hand to County. County hit behind the line of scrimmage and does not get in.
County carries. He's hit right away by 32.
Yeah, number 32 for Chartiers-Houston. Able to get in there. As well as, actually it was number 3 as well, Brody Lynch. Yeah, that was 32. We don't have one on the roster, but...
Boy, the Blue Devils letting this clock wind.
Yeah, might as well call a timeout and let it timeout right at a couple seconds and run one last play.
Neal, sprint handoff, County running left side and finds his way to the end zone. Ball game tied, and now County with a chance to give Burgettstown the lead.
Yeah, and that's big right there. Burgettstown needed that. They could not afford to not score on that possession. This is a key kick right here. You know, it's been a really tough battle in this first half. I mean, who knows how it's going to go. If you make this kick, you never know if that could end up being the final.
County will attempt
Stevenson to snap, spear to hold.
Dominic Stevenson is the long snapper.
Colton County for the PAT. Snap and hold are good. Left side pressure. County beats the rush, and it is wide right. He pushed it with the rush coming, and the score stays tied. Tell you what, the Burgettstown Blue Devils have just been, that's money in the bank, Colton County kicking. But maybe a little breakdown there on the left side of the protection, and that pressure coming, and County rushed it and just left it out wide to the right. No good. 6-6 with just 4 seconds to play here in our opening quarter. So Burgettstown 58 yards in 8 plays. Both teams have missed their extra point attempts, both of them wide right.
Yep, and that you said it best, that County had to rush that kick. There was definitely a lot of pressure on it, and we saw County warming up. He was nailing them from pretty accurately easily from up to 40 yards out.
Now with 4 seconds to go, the Blue Devils want to be sure, to get down and cover the kick. And then if there's any time, if Chartiers would decide some long play to get that defended, Blue Devils worked really hard to get back square here in this game. County will kick it. It will hit and be fielded on the hop at the 10, across the 15, 20, 25, 30, reverse the field. The horn sounds, and the return by Walsh out to just shy of the 30-yard line. And now we're going to get a flag afterwards. Post-whistle discussion. And this is going to be Brody Lynch and Colton County with a discussion following the tackle there, and the half is going to come to an end. There will not be, and again, dead ball, personal foul.
That's a dead ball personal foul against Chartiers-Houston.
Looks like Chartiers-Houston is going to get called for the foul, and that will just end the half. Burgettstown 6, Chartiers-Houston 6 at the end of the first half. We'll get you a recap of this one when we come back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Whether in the stands or watching from home, show your team spirit with custom printing from Quality Quick. They are your local partner for vinyl banners, fan apparel, and yard signs to help celebrate your home team. Quality Quick has been a proud print supplier for local schools and boosters in the community since 1978. Don't just watch the game, be part of it. Call 724-225-9427 or visit qualquick.com.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
Join the team at Schweinebrotten Bus Company, a family-owned business in Washington. Schweinebrotten Bus Company is hiring. Earn highly competitive wages with paid training and sign-on bonus, plus holiday and loyalty bonuses. Learn more. Call 724-222-4113. Proudly serving the area since 1929. Schweinebrotten Bus Company, the shiniest school buses in town. Looking for great drivers like you. Call today, 724-222-4113.
Before we get too deep into our recap, we're 6-6, Burgettstown and Chartiers-Houston here at the house. Let's go down and enjoy some of the Chartiers-Houston marching band entertainment. Kudos to band director Robert Smokovich for the band out there without their heavy jackets on today in this really hot Saturday afternoon. Our regular WJPA listeners will certainly recognize Eleanor Rigby, a Chartiers-Houston band. Scoreless after the Burgettstown opening possession, Chartiers-Houston took over at its own 49-yard line. 4 plays, 51 yards later, Aaron Walsh in from 12 yards out. The extra point, though, went wide right after a false start penalty on the first PAT attempt was blown dead. And the kick went wide right, 6-0 Bucks, 7:05 to go in the first quarter. Teams kind of devolved into a real slog. Only, I count, 3 first downs over the next 6 combined possessions. And that led Burgettstown to getting the ball at its own 42-yard line after a punt and a run back. On first down, Blake Neal hit Bryce Spear on a slant across the middle, and Spear turned it into a 43-yard gainer, set the Burgettstown up at the 15-yard line. Colton County 3 straight runs to get 10 yards and move the sticks. It was 1st and goal at the 5. Brady Reitweiser carried a couple of times to get the ball to the 1. County stuffed at the 1-yard line on the Wildcat, and then Blake Neal back in, hands off to County, and County spins his way into the end zone. But like Chartiers-Houston, the extra point attempt was pushed wide to the right by County. And 2 things about that, Jack, that I want to try to hit on. One was the pressure from his left. The protection on the left side let a guy come free, and County rushed the kick and left it outside the right upright. The other thing, I still have to wonder, is Colton County 100%?
Yeah, we saw that on a previous possession. He got a little banged up, and it seemed like he wasn't, himself. He was kind of, it was just the way he was moving around. It just didn't seem as normal. And there on that kick, any little bit any little thing that messes up your process and that changes something, it can really affect a kick. And right there, it was the pressure that, along with maybe, some other circumstance affecting County, and caused him to leave that one out wide.
Whichever way it is, he is okay. He's not 100%. The pressure forced him to rush it. Whatever it is, the kick went wide to the right, like Chartiers-Houston's kick at the same end of the field, and the score stands 6-6 at intermission. Take a look at some team and individual numbers. I have Burgettstown with 23 yards rushing now, 15 of that by County on 11 carries. 74 yards passing, though, for Blake Neal. He's hit 5 of 8 of his passes. 3 of them to Danny Smith. Reitweiser and Spear have a catch apiece. I have 97 yards total offense for Burgettstown at the half. A little under that for Chartiers-Houston, and a Bucks yardage all on the ground. 57 yards rushing for Aaron Walsh to lead the way. Dom Andrioli has 32 yards on 8 carries. Each runner with 8 carries unofficially. But for Walsh, he had 46 yards on his first 3 carries, and the Bucks only scored the game. Since then, 5 carries for 11 net yards. Good job, as Mark Drugas said, we got to limit number 6. Well, not so limiting on plays 1 through 3, but 4 through 8 have been really limiting. You'll take 11 yards on 5 carries all the rest of the day.
Absolutely, it's been kind of flipped after the first quarter. In the first quarter, there was that opening possession with Chartiers-Houston able to move it, quick score. They haven't really been able to move the ball since. In the second quarter, right there, it was still a little bit of a struggle for Burgettstown, but a long pass set up the touchdown, and that's why we have the 6-6 score and what's been a really, really even matched game.
One more time, back to the sideline and the Chartiers-Houston band. Received by both the Chartiers-Houston and Burgettstown fans here this afternoon. We are at the half. Your score 6-6. Burgettstown and Chartiers-Houston. Bucks scored first. Blue Devils scored last. Neither could hit the PAT, so that's where we stand. Second half, we'll see Chartiers-Houston getting the opening kick. They won the toss, the further option to the second half, and now Chartiers-Houston will get the ball to begin the third quarter. Following the ball game, we'll recognize our player of the game. That's brought to you by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County. Beautiful, sunshiny Saturday afternoon here along Route 18, Hill Memorial Stadium in Burgettstown. A look ahead for the Bucks. Home next week with Bishop Canevin, at Monessen to begin the month of October, then home with Sarah Catholic, at Cornell, and then finish the non-conference schedule on October the 24th at home against Northgate. For Burgettstown, after today, it's at Fort Cherry, non-conference game at 1A Power Neshannock, and then home with Monessen, close the schedule on the road at Sarah Catholic on the 17th, and then a Saturday night final game in the WPIAL as Burgettstown will play at Bishop Canevin. Burgettstown gets a couple of we're the only game in town situations. One today here against Chartiers-Houston, and then on that Saturday, October 25th, after the playoff brackets have already been set because the committee's going to meet during the day. They will obviously leave a little wiggle room there, but should Burgettstown maybe upset Bishop Canevin, or maybe Bishop Canevin upset Burgettstown, we'll see how all that works out by the time we get there. But that's where that's what's coming up for all of these, for both of these teams. I'm going to take a timeout here at Hill Memorial Stadium. Get a look at the President's Athletic Conference halftime report, a look at the scores around the PAC as well. That's all coming your way when we come back here on the WJPA Sports Network.
You deserve a bank that lifts up your business, that shares your spirits and your taste for success. At Washington Financial, we pride ourselves on crafting solutions that are as one-of-a-kind as your business is. Go with the bank that gets you. Washington Financial Bank.
In sports and in life, accidents happen, and sometimes people get hurt. The doctors at Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation specialize in orthopedic surgery, joint replacement, foot and ankle reconstruction, hand and upper extremity surgery, sports medicine and rehabilitation, and game time medical services. With main offices near Wild Things Park and offices in Waynesburg, Charleroi, McMurray, and on Vanadium Road near St. Clair Hospital, you can count on Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation.
Welcome to the PAC Football Report for September 20th, 2025. I'm Joe Underko. This week we will take a look back at last week's gridiron contests in the President's Athletic Conference, while also previewing the opening of conference play in Week 3 this Saturday. The highlight game of the weekend between nationally ranked Power saw number 2 ranked Mount Union overcome an early deficit to roll to a 49-14 victory at number 15 Grove City. PAC teams posting non-league wins in Week 2 included Hiram, which posted a 58-21 victory over Oberlin in their home debut since rejoining the PAC, and Westminster, which recorded an impressive 27-7 road win over Franklin and Marshall in Lancaster. Other league results included Allegheny being edged 40-38 at Juniata, Waynesburg falling 52-19 at Dickinson, W&J dropping a 38-31 road decision at Hampton-Sydney, Wabash outlasting Case Western Reserve 38-28 in a lightning-delayed contest, Worcester doubling up St. Vincent 28-14, Geneva suffering a heartbreaking 29-28 home loss to Shenandoah, Bethany losing 50-7 at Kalamazoo, and Teal suffering a 76-0 shutout at Adrian. PAC Player of the Week laurels in Week 3 on offense went to Hiram Junior quarterback Sean Tejeda with 319 passing yards and 5 TDs versus Oberlin. Defensive recognition went to Westminster senior linebacker Dylan Sleva with 13 tackles and an interception at F&M. And special teams honors went to Westminster sophomore kicker Andrew Carana, who made all 5 of his kicks, including 2 field goals for the Titans. Newcomer of the week was Geneva freshman DB Christian Hunter with 10 tackles and a pass breakup versus Shenandoah. Week 3 marks the start of league play in the PAC with 4 conference contests, including 3 under the lights. Highlighting the slate is a 7 p.m. kickoff between 1-1 Westminster and 0-2 Case Western Reserve at DeSanto Field in Cleveland. The Spartans lead the all-time series with the Titans 5-3, including a 3-1 mark in Cleveland. But last year, a late interception clinched a 17-14 home win for Westminster over Case in New Wilmington. Veteran Spartan head coach Greg Debelak talks about the deep respect the programs have for each other.
Yeah, I think they are two really good programs, evenly matched. I think both staffs are excellent, and we know each other well. So I think at Chess Mass is a good comparison, and film study is critical, and trying to figure out what each other's doing.
The lone daytime contest takes place at Wiley Stadium in Waynesburg, as the 0-2 Yellow Jackets host 1-1 Hiram in the Terriers' first conference game since rejoining the PAC this season at 1 p.m. It's the first ever gridiron meeting between the programs. Fourth-year Waynesburg head coach Cornelius Coleman talks about how facing a pair of high-level non-conference foes was meant to prepare the Jackets for league play this season.
And the PAC conference is one of the top Division III conferences in the country. And unless you are prepared to do battle in this conference week in and week out, I feel as though you are doing yourself and your program a disjustice.
Two teams searching for their first win meet in Meadville Saturday night as 0-2 Allegheny hosts 0-2 Teal at Frank Fuhrer Stadium at 7 p.m. The all-time series between the local foes dates back to the first meeting in 1893, with the Gators holding a 43-35-6 all-time advantage against the Tomcats. Last year, Teal recorded a 21-7 home win over Allegheny in Greenville, snapping a 4-game losing skid against the Gators. Third-year Allegheny head coach Braden Lair talks about the importance of starting league play with a win Saturday night.
I think more than anything, it's Teal. It's rivalry week, right? It's the school that's closest to us in proximity. It's one that carries a lot of weight for our players throughout the offseason. So it's a massive, massive week. This is one that we desperately want, and we're going to work our tail off to try to come out and get it done.
Finally, 1-1 St. Vincent travels to Beaver Falls to face 0-2 Geneva at Reeves Field with a 7 p.m. kickoff. The Golden Tornadoes lead the all-time series with the Bearcats 17-13-1, including a 16-13 win in Latrobe a year ago. Bethany, Grove City, and W&J all have the weekend off. That's all for this edition of the PAC Football Report. Log on to the conference website at www.pacathletics.org all season long for the latest news, scores, statistics, and other league information. You can also follow us on social media via X, Facebook, and Instagram. Links are available at the PAC website. I'm Joe Onderco. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the stadium.
Let's take a look at a couple scores. First, the lone President's Athletic Conference matchup in the afternoon slate. Waynesburg leads Hiram 21-14. That's at the half. An earlier final from the PSAC, California. Penn West Cal, whatever, victorious 42-6 over Lock Haven, and in the second quarter, IUP up 28-7 over Millersville.
Homecoming court here for Burgettstown being introduced, and in a few minutes they'll announce the homecoming queen here at Burgettstown. But we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, chat with Burgettstown Mayor Luke Snatchko here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
On behalf of the Burgettstown Homecoming Committee, thank you. The Wizarding World of Burgettstown was a magical success because of you. Homecoming celebrates community spirit and creates memories that last a lifetime. Burgettstown is full of great people. Special thanks to our Grand Marshals, Frank Ferraro and Linford Lynch. From our school administrators and teachers to the fire departments, Borough Council, Smith Township supervisors, and our police. This day shines because of everyone involved. Good luck to Coach Druga, and go Blue Devils.
Friday night lights bring our community together, but too many families in Washington County are being torn apart by opioid addiction. I'm Commissioner Electra Janis, and I want you to know you're not alone. Help is here. If you or someone you love is struggling, call our confidential helpline today at 724-228-1234. That's 724-228-1234. Together, we can fight addiction and build a stronger future for Washington County.
Halftime here at Burgettstown's Hill Memorial Stadium. I'm with Burgettstown Mayor Luke Snatchko. Luke, why are days like today, homecoming Saturday afternoon, important to our small towns?
Yeah, this is beautiful, Bob. This is Americana. I really like how the school comes together with the community, and everybody knows their role, and it's just great for America, great for Burgettstown. Good stuff.
You know, this just an incredible turnout. You're playing a nearby neighbor in an important conference game. Just great to see everybody come out and support.
Yeah, these are your hometown kids, and you watch them grow up, and here they are on Saturday afternoon going against the Chartiers-Houston Bucks. It's just good for Burgettstown. It's good for everybody.
You always talk about homegrown, hometown kids. That's important.
Yes, for sure. A lot of times these small schools in Washington County, a lot of times their players get cherry-picked by the certain private schools, and it's really hard for them to compete, and it's nice to see two homegrown teams here go at it today on Saturday afternoon.
Appreciate all that you always do to help us in our program and everything that we do, and best of luck today and on down the road for Burgettstown.
Yep, and thank you, Bob. Thanks, WJPA, for coming out here and supporting Burgettstown and showcasing our student athletes. Thank you very much.
It's halftime here at Homecoming at Burgettstown. The Blue Devils hosting Chartiers-Houston. We're back on our halftime activities here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Slovenian Savings and Loan is here for your life, your future, and your dreams. While life's pace seems to get faster and faster, Slovenian Savings and Loan still stands by its traditional values of honesty, integrity, and building personal relationships. Enjoy all modern conveniences to make banking easy, combined with a down-to-earth, face-to-face way of doing business. Slovenian Savings and Loan on Boone Avenue in Strabane. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
My dream field has a scoreboard with a giant TV.
My dream field has dugouts for our mascot to dance on.
My dream field has lights to play at night. And a duck pond.
CNX is making dream fields come true by donating millions of dollars throughout Appalachia. Nominate your field at cnx.com/dreamfields.
And our congratulations to Emerson Murray, crowned as the 2025 Burgettstown Homecoming Queen. And celebration here continues with the Burgettstown alma mater. We're at the half, 6-6 Burgettstown and Chartiers-Houston. Bucks are going to get the ball. All right, Coach Jack, what do you want to see happen? Let's start up. First of all, Chartiers, what do you want to see them do?
Chartiers needs to keep utilizing Walsh. He had a few near misses on some pass attempts downfield, a couple of drops. I think Chartiers-Houston has some ability to move it through the air. They just have to be able to both throw an accurate ball and make the catch when it gets there. For Burgettstown, I'd say it's really honestly, I'd like to see both of these teams throwing it around a little bit in the second half. Both teams struggled a lot. Burgettstown able to move it through the air, 74 yards on 9 attempts for Blake Neal, 5 of 9. It just, he made some really good passes as well, one down the sideline that wasn't able to be grabbed. And, I think that both of these teams have something through the air. They just haven't gone to it a lot.
Neither team has 100 yards total offense in the first half. Burgettstown 97, a little balance there, 23 run, 74 pass. And Chartiers-Houston has not completed a pass, 89 yards rushing at the break. Blue Devils still in the locker room. Chartiers-Houston making their way out now. Once both teams are out, our officiating crew, led by Charlie Watts, will wind that 3-minute warm-up clock. Of course, the homecoming committee has a little cleanup to do here. Still have the archway to make their way through, and some more photographs to be taken. Emerson Murray with her escorts being photographed right at the 50-yard line. Been a long time since I was in high school, but I remember the excitement that and when I say a long time, I mean a long time since I was in high school. But, I remember the excitement around that, the homecoming court, the prom court and all of that, and lots of excitement around that. So congratulations to the entire court, and especially to Burgettstown homecoming queen Emerson Murray here today. We mentioned we're the only game in town, and only one PAC game in here in the afternoon, W&J. And the reason that we're our whole crew is able to be here today is because W&J, this is their off week. But when we get back to action next Saturday night, presidents have their hands full every single night out now.
Yeah, you don't want to say that season could be over after 3 games, but Presidents if they can't pull it off next week Saturday night. It basically brings an end to any hope that W&J has to getting to the NCAA tournament.
And I know your dad said that same thing, and he and I discussed this last Saturday night, because what happened last year, they're not out.
Yeah,
you could
you're
end
right.
up in a three-way tie.
You're definitely correct.
The challenge now is, though, for W&J particularly, if they lose next week to Grove City, they have to be the AQ winner. They're not going to get an invitation. Last year, W&J got two at-large, or PAC got two at-large bids in addition to the PAC.
Right.
There's no way with the two losses they have already that W&J can get an at-large bid to the tournament.
And quite honestly, I after the opening week loss, you basically need to get the AQ, because at that point, if you don't get the AQ, that means you've lost again, and two losses at that point, there's going to be a couple two-loss teams that get in, but that's usually reserved for, a little bit better strength of schedules, some of those WIAC teams.
Well, and if W&J wins out, they're going to be a two-loss team
right.
that gets in.
Yes, but as an AQ
only.
Yes, and that matters. And, with the NPI system, the context doesn't matter, quite honestly. There's no context involved. It's a purely statistical system, and that's what's in place. And W&J just going for that AQ. That's what they can have their eyes on, but they have to take it 1 week at a time. And I'm sure this week it was stressing a lot of not necessarily getting ready for Grove City, just getting your team right this week, and then next week they'll focus on the opponent.
And I kind of, sometimes you don't want to get to a bye week. Things are rolling. You're doing really well. You don't want to get to a bye week. I think W&J's bye week could not have come at a better time given the way they started.
Yeah, and those could be the two toughest games on the schedule. We don't know yet. Utica looks like a really good team. They're right now in a battle with a very good team in Hobart. Utica, with a Division I transfer quarterback, you kind of ran into a buzzsaw, and he was hitting everything available. And then last week, similar type of thing with Hampton-Sydney. That's a team on the rise in a very good league. And, I expect that to be a team in the mix for the ODAC conference at the end of the year.
And yet, at the same time, Jack, and I'm going to say this, and your dad gets mad when I say this, I didn't play the game. I was in the band. I didn't play the game. But what I know from the film rooms that I've sat in for many times, W&J would be wrong to just point and say, well, that was a D1 quarterback transfer, and Hampton-Sydney's a team coming up. W&J needs to look square in the mirror and say, we have to play better. We have talent. We are better than what we've played, and regardless of who we're playing or what they're capable of, we have to play better. And if they don't, they're not going to win.
Yeah, and that's a big thing with this season. Obviously, a large amount of talent lost. Now that was the case pretty much around the country, because a lot of schools are losing what was essentially two senior classes in 1 year. But you get back to the NCAA tournament last year for the first time in 6 years. You want to get back to that standard, which, the standard for W&J is, not just competing for the PAC, but being a competitor nationally and being relevant, being, consistently in the top 20, top 15, and being a team mentioned as one of the best in the country. So right now, obviously, at 0-2, that you have to look smaller than that, but every week is going to be a big thing with that.
Chartiers-Houston will receive the second half kickoff, but that kickoff is going to come from their own 45-yard line because of the dead ball personal foul on the kick return that ended the first half. Buck's guilty of continuing a block after the fact. So
the reason Burgettstown is kicking from Chartiers' 45.
Burgettstown will kick off at the 45. Here's what many coaches look at this and think this is a perfect time to try an onside kick or a little pooch kick toward the sideline. If you get it, great, and if you don't go down and get it, at least you stop them, pin them deep. But it is going to be a high kick that's going to be fielded at the 7-yard line, return up the hash marks. change in direction, got out of a shoe tackle, but the return out just across the 20-yard line for the Bucks.
To about the 21.
Well, here you go. I'm intrigued to see what Chartiers-Houston is going to do. Walsh on that return. Like I said, I'd like to see them try to spread it out, get Walsh on the move, utilize the legs to set up a pass. Just four pass attempts in that first half for Walsh.
Well, the Bucks are going to start at their own 21-yard line. And we mentioned Walsh 0 for 4 passing and just 11 yards on his last 5 carries. Running play, trying to come wide and then cut back the other direction. Andrioli going to get a couple to the 23, gain of 2.
Dom Andrioli carries the ball. He's stopped by 53.
Yeah, had to make a couple cuts. Never was fully able to commit to getting upfield. That's what kept that as a short game.
You mentioned Utica and Hobart. Utica leading there in the fourth, 17-13. You know, we talked after the that week 1 loss that we may look back at the end of the year and Utica be the best team W&J played in the whole season. So 2nd down and 8. Running play coming this way. It's Walsh up over the 25 to the 28. 5 yards on that carry.
Gain of 5.
And that was a designed run.
3rd and 3.
Yeah, nice gain for Walsh. Set up a 3rd and short. And one of the hallmarks to being a good 3rd down team is being a good 1st and 2nd down team and setting yourself up for 3rd and manageable and not having to be predictable.
Yeah, if you have hopes of being a good 3rd down team, you can't be facing 3rd down and 7, 8, 9, 10 yards all the time. Here it's 3rd and 3 from the 28. Walsh resets his right slot, calls for the snap, hands it off. Andriola running that right side, going to get the first down and powers forward to the 35-yard line.
That was just a powerful run that time. No hesitation from Andrioli. Gets that carry, gets up inside, drops the shoulder, and plunges ahead.
Andrioli's run good for
Gain
8.
of about 7 or 8.
42 yards on his 10 carries, and the Bucks right at the line of scrimmage. Burgettstown was changing. Andrioli takes a play and runs that right side again. Slip contact at the line, forward for 10, make it 12, out across the 45 to about the 47-yard line. Back-to-back first downs.
That's 2 carries in a row where Andrioli, he's just not messing around. No games. Gets up, gets through after going right, and working through contact as we've seen him do.
And the Bucks going quickly again, right at the line of scrimmage. Twin receivers to the left, slot and wide out to the right. Andrioli running the right side again. Took it around the bend, got the sideline. 40, 35, one man with a chance. It's Danny Smith, chops at the legs and knocks him down inside the 15-yard line.
Around the right end, all the
Big time carry for Andrioli once again. The blocking has really been a lot better to begin this second half. Those are really 3 plays in a row where Andrioli's had holes that haven't been there.
And
yet.
he is down at the sideline, right where he got chopped down. Going to get to his feet. Run of 37 yards to the Burgettstown 15-yard line. Chartiers-Houston's only score came on their opening possession of the first half. The officials waiting until Andrioli is completely inside the team area before allowing this play to go forward. Now into the backfield for the Bucks is Jake Luba. That's 3 straight running plays, Andrioli around the right end. But obviously with the injury stoppage, he is over on the Bucks bench under the tent. Luba resets to Walsh's left. It's going to be Luba running that right sweep. Hit at the line of scrimmage, and the Blue Devils will not let him get back up, and there is a flag at the spot of the tackle as well.
There were some hands up around the face of Luba.
Holding against Chartiers-Houston. So Luba's run will not
also
go in the books. They're going to back it up to the 25-yard line.
Against the Bucks, so it's going to come back.
I have 40 yards in penalties against Chartiers-Houston this afternoon. 15 of which they overcame with this, with a kickoff penalty here. But now face 1st and 20 at the 25. Slot resets to the near side. Walsh on the snap, planned run, makes a man miss in the backfield, gets forward for 5 to the 20.
Brought down by
Upcoming second and 15.
And now's a moment, second and long. I think this is an opportunity for Chartiers to maybe gamble a little bit and try to bust one up over the top with a passing play. Obviously, second and long, you want to try to set up third and manageable, but I think you go for the chunk play here, in my opinion.
Dom Andrioli with the wet towel on his head, standing up under the red tent over on the far side. Getting a little hydration. Second and 15. Walsh hands the ball off. Running play coming left side, and the legs taken out. It's Luba down at the line of scrimmage. Beloga with the tackle, one-on-one.
Yeah, nothing there for Luba. Beloga was able to burst in, chop him down.
Luba gets a yard, but he is shaken up and will need the attention of Matt Daddy, athletic trainer. Beloga with that one-on-one tackle. Gain of a yard, 3rd down and 14 when we come back. Chartiers-Houston on the move, but facing 3rd and long. 8:24 to go, 3rd quarter, and a 6-6 tie here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
From the first steps in new love to every scraped knee and healing embrace, the obstacles they will overcome to the victories they will achieve. You have walked this path beside them. These are the moments you live for. By protecting their health with a regular schedule of care, they can fully embrace all of life's little moments. At Cornerstone Care, we create healthier tomorrows today.
To schedule an appointment, visit cornerstonecare.com/locations.
Jake Luba to his feet will make his way off the field. Let's see if that brings Dom Andrioli back on, and in fact it will. Chartiers-Houston girls basketball say best of luck to the Bucks football team today throughout the rest of the season. Everyone invited to the 25-26 season opener at Charleroi, November 29th. Find out more on the Chartiers-Houston girls basketball Instagram and Facebook pages for fundraisers and events. And we'll get you a note here about Chartiers-Houston softball boosters in just a moment. 3rd down and 14. Walsh rolls right, throws the ball down into traffic, knocked away, incomplete. And it will bring up 4th down. Good job, Bryce Spear with the breakup.
And Spear was all over that. He had that one all the way. It was intended for Duran. Or, excuse me, that was...
Yeah, that was Spear that broke it up.
Yeah, intended for McCreary there, and it was Spear who read it all the way. McCreary was underneath of the defensive back.
Chartiers-Houston softball night at the races coming up January 24th, a Saturday night. That's ahead of the 26th season. Thanks to everyone for the support of the softball boosters golf outing back in August. Chartiers-Houston girls basketball and softball boosters sponsoring our broadcast here this afternoon. 4th down and 14. Chartiers-Houston at the Burgettstown 19-yard line, and the Bucks are going to use a timeout. 8:13 to play in the 3rd, 6-6 tie back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Radio and TV today are cluttered with ads for car insurance. You might find these ads clever, funny, or even annoying. Hi, I'm Scott Day from the Day Insurance Agency. We like to keep things simple. We will give you the best possible coverage at the best possible price with great hometown service without all those gimmicks. Call us to get a free no-obligation quote with Erie Insurance. You might be surprised how much you can save. That's the Day Insurance Agency, 724-228-3448, or online at dayinsurance.com.
And then in 3 weeks, home
Dan List wanting to make sure that his squad was ready. They were at the line of scrimmage, but before the ball was snapped, uses his first timeout. We talked in a pregame how important this game is, and you can see from both coaches and the utilization of timeouts and not using timeouts how important they recognize this is. Burgettstown did not use the timeout late. They wanted, if they were going to get in, they didn't want time left on the clock. Here, Chartiers-Houston with the opportunity, they don't want this to go awry because they weren't set. Trips right, single receiver to the left. 4th down and 14. Walsh getting pressure, heaves it up to the far sideline. Contact at the goal line and going to be cleaned by the official there, but the linesman throwing a flag. And that, if this is
intended for
Yeah, get the pass interference against Burgettstown. Again, remember, it is not automatic first down. So with the line of scrimmage being the 19, it's going to be half the distance to the goal and still 4th down.
Yeah, good call there, Bob. Honestly, I do agree with the call that it was pass interference. It came from way behind the play, though. That was a little bit interesting.
Pass interference will take the ball to the 9.5-yard line. It's still 4th down. It's 4th and about 4.5. No, don't move the sticks. Okay, good.
So it's going to make it 4th and about 5.
Yeah, 4th and almost 5 yards to go inside the 10. Now, if you're Chartiers-Houston, do you go for it here? Do you try a field goal?
Yeah,
they're going to leave the offense out there.
Whatever you trust more here is what you do.
Walsh with Andrioli, and now Chartiers-Houston's going to use another timeout. Conversation with Brody McCreary and Aaron Walsh after they'd come to the line of scrimmage, and Dan List says, let's talk this over. 8:05 to play, 3rd quarter. So second timeout of the half used by Chartiers-Houston, and again, crucial situation.
Yeah, that's a big situation, but you don't want to have to use back-to-back timeouts in span of just a few game seconds.
I want to go back to our listener and viewer education. One of the things I heard somebody yell, that wasn't a catchable ball. That has no bearing in high school football. Catchable or not does not waive off pass interference.
Yeah, the contact was certainly there early. The only argument is if it could be made if it was enough to really deter the receiver, which in my opinion it was.
And Danny Smith, I think, was the guilty party. Tried to cut underneath the targeted receiver. 4th down and almost 5 inside the 10. Walsh with Andrioli. Walsh to put it up. Floats the ball near side. Andrioli can't make the grab. Pass too tall, incomplete. In coverage was Brady Reitweiser, and the ball goes over on downs.
Great coverage from Reitweiser. I think even if Andrioli would have made that grab, he would have been short. His Reitweiser was all over him without committing any infraction.
All over him legally.
Yeah.
So the Blue Devils will take over 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line. They survived their own DPI penalty. And got enough pressure on Walsh that maybe had to rush that throw just a hair, and Andrioli unable to make the catch. 1st and 10 Burgettstown, 8:01 to play, 3rd quarter. Blue Devils' first possession of the second half. County hands it off to Reitweiser. Steps through the outside the right tackle, and Reitweiser going to pick up about 3 to the 13.
Gain of about 3, maybe 4. Stop by Braden Thompson.
Reitweiser just his 3rd carry of the game. And that coming out of the Wildcat formation late in the first half on the scoring drive, his other 2 carries. And now Blake Neal back in, 6'1", 165-pound junior quarterback. 2nd down and 7 from the 13. 7.5 minutes to play, 3rd quarter, and a 6-6 tie, an important ball game here in the middle of the standings in the Black Hills Conference. I set behind Neal, 3-step, now 5-step drop pass to the slant area. Intended for Spear. That's going to be incomplete. He comes up, palms up pleadingly to the officials, but there is no flag.
Yeah, there were a lot of white jerseys, a lot of traffic in the middle of the field on that slant. That just looked like good coverage to me.
Reitweiser and Murray come out of the ball game. 3rd down and 7. The Blue Devils shy of their own 15-yard line. Send trips to the left. Dominic Stevenson, the widest of those 3. Neal with a single back with him. That's County. County stays home. Pass to the far sideline, underthrown, tipped away, incomplete. If that ball has just a hair more lift, it gets over the defender, and Stevenson has it for a 1st down, but incomplete.
Broken up by Brody McCreary. That was a floater. That's exactly what he's trying to do, is layer it over the top. But McCreary able to just get the fingertips on it.
Walsh back to receive the county punt, and it's been kind of a mixed bag kicking this afternoon from Colton County.
Walsh is deep.
A couple of longer kicks had penalties involved on the returns, and then a clean one wasn't a beautiful kick. This one's a nice one, hits it midfield. Walsh around it. Now he'll abandon that effort, and the ball be down at the 34-yard line. 53 yards on the punt and roll.
Yeah, that's a huge flip of the field right there for County, deep in your own territory.
Yeah, the best kick of the day, that mixed bag thing continues, but in the right direction for the Blue Devils there. 53-yard punt and roll, and Chartiers-Houston will take over at its own 34-yard line, second possession of the second half. Bucks have not scored since the 7:05 mark of the first half, or first quarter rather. Their first possession took a minute and 17 seconds to go 51 yards, 4 plays. So
uproarious applause, and it's dazzled everybody. You're welcome.
Ball at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10, Chartiers-Houston. Luba motions to the right side. Walsh trying to follow behind. Andrioli strung out, caught and taken down.
Walsh carries it around the right end.
Back to the line of scrimmage, perhaps, maybe a yard forward. Walsh going to get a yard on the play to the 35.
Yeah, there wasn't much there. Walsh actually did have an opening to perhaps cut it back upfield. He kept getting strung out, and eventually you're going to run out of space before you hit the sideline.
2nd down and 9. 6.5 minutes to play in our third quarter. Bucks' second post-recess possession. 3 receivers near side. The widest of them is Brody McCreary. Single back is Luba with Walsh. Quarterback draw. Runs to the right side, off an arm tackle. Got out across the 30-yard line, or 40-yard line rather, and hit hard at the 42.
Yeah, that was Bryce Spear. Hit him like a ton of bricks. Walsh was getting forward and made a couple guys miss. But whenever Spear got there, he took all the momentum and pushed Walsh back.
Well, now 3rd down and about 2 for the Bucks. Shy of their own 45-yard line. 6-6 tie. And again, these two teams are 2 of 5, each with 1 loss. Monessen, Cornell, Chartiers-Houston, Burgettstown, and Sarah Catholic. Luba beside Walsh, shotgun formation. And now motion to trips left. Walsh flushed out, hit in the backfield, and sacked.
Adam Beloga, helmet flies off after the sack. He just flew back in there as Walsh gets the snap after optioning the tight end out left, and Beloga just unblocked.
Loss of 6 on the sack.
It's going to be 4th and about 9, maybe 8.
4th down and 8 from the 36. Punt formation again for Dadrian Walls. Spear and Smith back deep to receive. Now the special, Mark Druga asks for his receivers to move up. Walls gets the kick away. Smith has to track it down at the 32, up the far sideline, gets to the 40 before being stopped there. 4:29 to play, third quarter, 6-6 tie. Burgettstown's second possession of the ball game will start, it looks to be, at the 37-yard line. So 5 on the return, because Smith must have stepped out of bounds, because that is not where he was tackled. So we'll go with the 37, 32 on the punt, and 5 on the return.
There's a referee's timeout.
And an official timeout will take it as well. 4:29 to play, third quarter. Chartiers-Houston 6, Burgettstown 6 on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Start strong and stay local. CCBC's Washington County College Center gives you the edge to get ahead. High school students can learn to fly before they drive with our Aviation Academy. If helping others is what you do, let us help you. Advance from LPN to RN and open new doors in your healthcare career. Or get ahead in college by earning general education credits. No matter your path, we're here to help you move forward. Learn more at ccbcwashington.com.
Join the team at Schweinebraten Bus Company, a family-owned business in Washington. Schweinebraten Bus Company is hiring. Earn highly competitive wages with paid training and sign-on bonus, plus holiday and loyalty bonuses. Learn more. Call 724-222-4113. Proudly serving the area since 1929. Schweinebraten Bus Company, the shiniest school buses in town. Looking for great drivers like you. Call today, 724-222-4113.
A little over 16 minutes remaining to play in regulation today. Burgettstown with the ball for the second time in the second half. 1st and 10 from the 37. Neal under center, takes the snap, drops, rolls right, trying to make a man miss, had an opportunity to throw it, and now will dump the ball off. It is complete to Reitweiser. Short gain on the play, going to get about 4.
Completes it to Reitweiser.
Blue Devils did a nice job to keep their linemen not go beyond the line of scrimmage as long as that play took to go.
And Reitweiser, he'll be happy getting that ball, but it looked like at one point he was just pleading for Neal to get rid of it because Neal had avoided a sack, but kept moving backwards, kept moving towards the sideline, and eventually he was able to work it out and find his guy in Reitweiser.
Second catch for Brady Reitweiser, gain of 4. 2nd down and 6 from the 41-yard line. Neal now in shotgun. Slot man comes in motion. Running play up the middle goes Colton County for about 3 to the 44.
Takes the handoff. Stopped by Merck.
Not much room there for County. Linebackers both kept their gaps, got downhill. Austin Merck in to make that tackle.
Chartiers-Houston has run 12 offensive plays here in the second half. That's just snap number 5 for the Blue Devils. A short run and 2 incompletions on their first possession. Now a pass and run each for short yardage. 3rd down and 3 from the 44. Shotgun formation. Neal with County beside him. Neal's going to keep, and he went the wrong direction. If he goes to his left, he's got the first down easy, but went to County's right, and is tackled just across the line of scrimmage.
53 Owen Strait.
Yeah, Neal, exactly right. Chose the wrong route. That time he was swarmed once he made that decision.
Yeah, 4th down and 2 at the 45. And the punt team will come out. Aaron Walsh back to receive. Last time County punted, it was a 53-yard kick and roll. A lot of kick. Decent roll.
County to punt.
Some of those are a lot of roll, and now County with the wings moving up. Movement on the left wing. Flexing in his 2-point stance and guilty of false start is Chris Bongiorni, the gunner on the left side. And if you were thinking about any kind of fake beyond just trying to draw offside, that just went awry.
Yeah, I honestly, I think from what it looked like, all they were trying to do was draw Chartiers-Houston offside. Instead, your own guy jumps.
County to punt, end over end, angling it toward the sideline. Will hit inside the 25, picked up on the hop by Walsh, made a couple of guys miss, and Walsh ends up right where the punt hit the ground at the 21-yard line. Chartiers-Houston ball at the 21, 1:46 to play here in the third quarter. 43 on that kick and about a 4-yard Walsh return. He was not going to let that ball bounce a second time, especially with traffic all around him. We are tied right where we were in the final seconds of the first half. Chartiers-Houston has not scored now in 2.5 quarters of game action. He scored with 7:05 to play in the first quarter. Now 1:46 to play in the third. 1st and 10, Andrioli runs that sweep to the right side. Hand on him right at the line, but ran through that forward for about 2, maybe 3 to close to the 24.
Lance Duran, Bryce Spear in on the play.
Yeah, right there. Just a couple for Andrioli. Duran and Spear in to make the tackle.
2, 2nd and 8.
Ran right, had a hole.
Andrioli was 61 yards on 5 carries here in the second half, 93 total in the game. And The Blue Devils defense has continued to do a nice job against Aaron Walsh, 0 for 6 passing, and held him to just 23 yards on his last 10 carries. Walsh, inside out move, and he's going to get hit. Ends up with a gain of a couple to the 25. But as we click under a minute to play in the third, it's going to be 3rd down and long for the Bucks at their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, Danny Smith was just over there and chopped him down. Walsh was able to fall forward to get the gain, but good defense from Smith moving around.
Yeah, 11 carries, 25 yards for Walsh. After that, 46 yards on his first 3 runs, and the Bucks' only points. 3rd down and 6 from the 25. What could well be, barring an incomplete pass or a penalty, the final play of this quarter. Walsh with a single running back. Drops and rolls to his right. Pressure is coming, and Walsh is gobbled up and sacked shy of the 20.
Aaron Walsh rolls to
as
his
the
right,
quarter will come to an end. 6-6, end of 3. 4th quarter when we come back on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
You deserve a bank that drives your business. One that's with you for the long haul and knows how to keep your business rolling. At Washington Financial, we pride ourselves on delivering customized solutions, ones that are built for the unique journey your business is on. Go with the bank that gets you. Washington Financial Bank.
In sports and in life, accidents happen, and sometimes people get hurt. The doctors at Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation specialize in orthopedic surgery, joint replacement, foot and ankle reconstruction, hand and upper extremity surgery, sports medicine and rehabilitation, and game time medical services. With main offices near Wild Things Park and offices in Waynesburg, Charleroi, McMurray, and on Vanadium Road near St. Clair Hospital, you can count on Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation.
On behalf of the Burgettstown Homecoming Committee, thank you. The Wizarding World of Burgettstown was a magical success because of you. Homecoming celebrates community spirit and creates memories that last a lifetime. Burgettstown is full of great people. Special thanks to our Grand Marshals, Frank Ferraro and Linford Lynch. From our school administrators and teachers to the fire departments, Borough Council, Smith Township supervisors, and our police. This day shines because of everyone involved. Good luck to Coach Druga, and go Blue Devils.
Friday Night Lights brings our communities.
Total offense in that third quarter. Chartiers-Houston ran 15 plays and got 69 yards, but shut down at the very end. Burgettstown managed just 11 yards in the period. 158-108 Chartiers-Houston advantage in that category, but the Bucks
too many families
are set to punt. Ball up the far sideline. It goes out of bounds shy of the 50-yard line. I'm not sure what's going on, but we apologize. We're all good here.
Ball out of bounds at the 41. That's for Burgettstown.
Now Burgettstown's going to take over at the Chartiers-Houston 41-yard line. Here's Burgettstown's starting position in the second half. Their own 10, their own 37, and now at the Chartiers-Houston 41-yard line. In fact, let me just go back. The Blue Devils, their own 29, their own 32, their own 28, their own 39, their own 42-yard line. This is by far their best starting field position of any possession. 6-6 tie early, fourth quarter. Pass play in a skinny post. Catch is made. Carosa inside the 30 and down at about the 26.
That was a really nice delivery from Neal. Gets it to Carosa.
15-yard gain and a Blue Devil first down. Stopped by Lynch.
First down of the second half for Burgettstown. 15-yard pickup. First catch of the game for Carosa. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. I have 7 of 12 passing for Blake Neal today. Trips to the left side now, single receiver, Carosa to the right. Neal rolls to his left, throws this way. Pass is caught by Smith, and that pass led him right to the tackle made by Dom Coomer.
Quick out over to Smith. That design rollout, Neal. Really only option there is to throw it to where he put it, but as you mentioned, Bob, right into the tackle.
4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6 at the 22. Just over a minute gone in this fourth quarter. Winner will stay tied. A game back of the leaders, Fort Cherry and Bishop Canavan. Single back set, and now they're making a two-back set. Run a reverse, and the ball's loose. Carozza just didn't take the ball. County gave it to him, and Carozza didn't take it, and the first turnover of the day.
And that's a big one right there. The fumble from Carozza. They were trying to get tricky with the reverse. I think it was set up how they wanted to. Carozza had Neal blocking out in front for him. He just didn't keep the ball.
Yeah, Neal gave it to County, and County just gave it right to Carozza, and he just didn't take it. So the ball at the 32-yard line, Chartiers-Houston dodges that bullet. Well, a short punt and a couple of pass plays. Had it 2nd and 6 inside the 25, but this loss of 10 and the ball sets up Chartiers-Houston now with the opportunity to try to drive the field. Pass play on a swing out of the backfield. Ball is caught. 35-40. And out of bounds over on the far side. And that little swing pass to Brody McCreary going to move the sticks. And just like that, the Bucks out of the hole.
Yeah, that's such a momentum change, that turnover. You give Chartiers-Houston now not only a chance to atone for what was a really bad previous possession and a punt. Now at the 50, Bucks have the best shot here to take the lead.
First completion of the day for Aaron Walsh, 18 yards to Brody McCreary. A little swing play out of the backfield. And the ball up to midfield. 10-20. Clock stopped on the out-of-bounds play. 3 receivers come to the near side. Ball on the far hash mark. Single back, Walsh on the quarterback draw. Got to pass the line and some room. Trying to split the defense and gone if he stays on his feet. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Aaron Walsh.
Big-time burst right there from Walsh. Punches it up the middle. Once he got through that first wave, everyone else flat-footed. He was gone.
18 seconds after the fumble, Aaron Walsh sprints 50 yards for the touchdown. 10-10 to play. Fourth quarter, Chartiers-Houston back in front by a score. Extra point attempt, going to leave the offense out there, I think. Going to go for 2 here. 68 yards in 2 plays. Bang, bang, swing pass, 50-yard run over the left tackle.
We'll see what they're doing here.
Bucks come to the line of scrimmage.
Chartiers is lining up to go for the 2-point conversion.
And the it's been a long time from the time they spotted the ball, but the play clock didn't start. Walsh rolls out, dumps the ball off, pass is caught, and into the end zone with the 2-point conversion is Dom Andrioli, and he looks hobbled up. But the 2-pointer will work. Chartiers-Houston 14, Burgettstown 6. Kickoff on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Friday night lights bring our community together, but too many families in Washington County are being torn apart by opiate addiction. I'm Commissioner Larry Maggi, and I want you to know you're not alone. Help is here. If you or someone you love is struggling, call our confidential helpline today at 724-228-1234. That's 724-228-1234. Together we can fight addiction and build a stronger future for Washington County.
At Slovenian Savings and Loan, they understand you want convenience. That's why their mobile banking app allows you to bank from anywhere, anytime. They also know there's no substitute for personal, one-on-one service from someone who cares about you and your family. Founded on honesty, integrity, and trust in 1925, and that will never change. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Slovenian Savings and Loan on Boone Avenue in Strabane. SlovenianSavingsandLoan.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Well, you go sudden change. Burgettstown First and 10 at the 26, second and 6 at the 22. They turn the ball over, and 2 plays later, Chartiers-Houston has the lead back. High short kickoff fielded by Metallic, and he is tackled almost immediately at the 38-yard line. And here goes Burgettstown again, down by a touchdown.
Yeah, and Burgettstown, it looked like they were getting ready to go down and take the lead. And now you find yourself down 8. You can't let the momentum get a hold of you. You have to stay in the moment here and just do your best to go down and tie this game.
First and 10, Blue Devils. Won their season opener, beating Bentworth here 23-20, but then losses to Jeff Morgan and Cornell. Colton County gets the handoff, and County going to get forward progress credit back to the line of scrimmage, but not much of a hole to step into there, and he is hit almost immediately.
Yeah, County got popped. These linebackers for Chartiers-Houston, Austin Murrock and Jake Luba, both, they've just been free to just get downhill and go make plays.
Burgettstown 20 yards rushing here in the ball game today at this point. Second down and 10 from the 38. Neal, 5-step drop, pass play up the near sideline for Spear, makes the catch, got a foot down, it is a catch.
That's a great one-handed grab by Spear. I think he got possession just in time as that right foot was still in before falling out. Great throw, great catch.
25 yards on the pass play.
A 25-yard pass from Neal to Spear.
Second catch for Spear. Much more difficult than the previous crossing pass that was just a little touch ball right to him, and then he turned into a 43-yard gain. This one took some nifty hand and footwork.
Yeah, that's really hard to do, is be able to poke that one hand up and keep your right foot in bounds.
First and 10 at the 37. Neal hands it off. It's Rightweiser up the middle, inside the 30. Powers to the 27. Should be another first down.
That's just a ground and pound right there to Rightweiser.
11-yard run for Rightweiser.
That's another Blue Devil first down.
8:50 to play. Obviously, Burgettstown running out of time. You need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. Want to get down and get this squared up here if they can. Tight end and 2 flankers to the right. Neal hands it off. Rightweiser up the middle, hit at the line. Won't get off of this.
Stacked up right away at the 25. He'll get a yard.
That time,
Stop by straight.
Chartiers-Houston bucks up, literally. Finally able to get back to what they were doing, getting downhill, forcing these running backs to just try to have to work through contact.
Just a note, I have Blake Neal unofficially 9 of 14 for 122 yards this afternoon. Spear motions to Twins right, tight end left alone here to the left. Neal rolls, throw back to the tight end, and a lot of room for Jason Murray inside the 20, and he's going to make his way to about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great play design. That throwback, they're going to give him the 15. It'll be a first down.
11-yard pickup, the 10th completion of the day. Murray with his first catch. Yeah, eye candy, sending everything to the far side of the field, roll that way, and then throw the ball back to a wide-open tight end, Jason Murray, the senior, making the catch and moving the sticks. Tight end left. Tight end right, 2 flankers to the right side. Rightweiser made a man miss in the backfield, got off a contact, fights his way forward for 9 yards down to the about the 7-yard line.
Looked like Rightweiser was going to be taken down for gain of 1, maybe right at the line of scrimmage, and he just 3 white jerseys run into him. He stays strong, stays up, gets the legs churning again, rumbles forward.
Ball just inside the 7, second down and 2 there. Just under 7 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. 14-6, Chartiers-Houston defending an 8-point lead. Rightweiser beside Colton County. County rolls to his right. He'll dump the ball off. It's caught there, and it's Murray again. Murray's going to get a first down inside the 5.
Jason Murray down to the
That was interesting. That time it's County. Neal's been so good on this drive, but as we've seen Burgettstown do in the low red zone. They take Neal off the field, put County out to take the snaps. They're able to get it even closer.
4-yard completion, County to Murray. Murray's second catch of the day, second on this possession, second in the last three plays. 1st and goal at the 3. County motions the 2 wings to set to the left, and now he's going to run it to the left. Had to put a foot in the ground. Got inside the line of scrimmage, and County stopped at about the 1.5.
Colton County powers ahead. Looks like he stopped just
And that's a
goal
success right there for Burgettstown. You know, just a short gain, but right there you're setting it up. You just don't take a loss, get a yard, get close to that goal line.
Here's the other thing, Jack. Now we're under 6 minutes to play in the ball game. You know, because Burgettstown needs the touchdown and the deuce to get the game tied, you know, you can't take a lot of time here because you're going to need to get the ball back if you don't get the 2-point conversion, if you get the touchdown. Neal under center, 2nd and goal at the 1. County powers his way in. There is a flag down, though, from the umpire, and that's almost always coming into a holding situation.
Yep. And that is just so big.
Oh, no.
Illegal chop block
low
against
block.
the Blue Devils.
And the illegal block.
That's going to negate the touchdown.
Yeah, it's going to go against Wyatt Spiker. Looked like the hand signal was 52.
Oh,
now Charlie Watts tells us chop block, so that's going to take the ball out to the 15.
All the way back to the 15. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 15.
Well, huge penalty against Burgettstown. And again, the clock is going to turn, so Blue Devils need the touchdown. Slanted ball through the hands of Carrozza. A little short arm there on that pass play. Knew he was going to get hit, and he's coming off the field. Well, he wanted to come off the field.
That's just a drop from Carrozza, one that needs to be grabbed. And now you go from being a 2-point conversion away from tying the game to now it's 3rd and 15. You need points.
3 receivers go to the right. Dominic Stevenson, the widest of them. Carrozza's alone wide out to the near side. 3rd and goal from the 15. Neal rolls to his right. Keeps the play alive, stays behind, and now it's going to get hit and knocked out of bounds.
Gets flushed out of the pocket, and he's pushed out of bounds by Julius.
And Neal can only move right for so long, and now Burgettstown going to opt to set this one up for a County field goal.
Yeah, you got to get points here. You have to get points, and then you hope to get the ball back. Well, you go from getting the touchdown and possibly the opportunity to go for 2 to tie it, and now you're looking at a 32-yard field goal. Already saw County miss an extra point, and that was in some regards due to pressure coming from his left. No pressure this time, and this kick is not going to get there.
The kick is no good. With 5:11 to play in the game,
wide right.
What a huge penalty. Takes points off the board. And it really stalls your drive and keeps you from having any chance to score.
Look at the last 2 Burgettstown possessions. You have the 2nd and 6 inside the 25, and you run a trick play and you fumble the ball. Then this time you move it right down 1st and goal at the 3. And then on 2nd and goal from the 1, you get called for a chop block, and you end up getting nothing out of it. Now the defense is going to have to get a stop, and Blue Devils will try to figure out how to do that. Touchback gives the ball to Chartiers-Houston at the 20-yard line. Bucks leading 14-6 with 5:11 remaining in the 4th quarter. Dominant in some regards 4th quarter for Burgettstown, but a dominated play and got nothing out of it and gave up a touchdown after the turnover. Walsh, a little delayed run, trying to go to the left side, stop and go. Fumbles the football, scramble for it, and it's all Chartiers-Houston on it. 3 different Buccaneers get to that loose ball.
Oh, you could hear the collective gasp from the Chartiers-Houston folks over on our side.
Walsh loses 6, but keeps the football. His last Other than the touchdown run, his last couple of plays have gone the wrong direction. Other than that 50-yard touchdown run, which you get a lot of leeway when you do that. 2nd and 16. I hadn't marked that down. Somehow I missed that. Running play coming up the middle and running back delivering the hit. Andrioli got the 6 yards back, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 10 as we're going to be under 4 minutes remaining when the Bucks snap the ball the next time. So Andrioli gets 6. He's right at 99 yards on his 14 carries. 1 completed pass this afternoon for Chartiers-Houston. That a swing play right after the Blue Devils turned the ball over. A little 18-yard swing pass to McCreary, and then Walsh broke the 50-yard TD run. That's the difference in the ball game right now. Aaron Walsh has scored both Chartiers-Houston touchdowns. 3rd down and 10. Bucks at their own 20-yard line. Trips right, single receiver left, single back, and a keeper for Walsh. Walsh up to about the 50. He lost the ball again, and Burgettstown is on it this time.
Carries and fumbles. Looks like Burgettstown
and coming up with the football is Danny Smith.
Danny Smith picks up the loose ball.
Yeah, and you could see Walsh. It looked like he didn't have it cleanly running through there, and then you just see it pop out. And 3 blue jerseys able to dive along with 1 white, but it's Smith who is able to come up with it.
Well, the ball will be at the 24-yard line. Best possible scenario for Burgettstown. Chartiers-Houston with an opportunity to try to run it out there, and Aaron Walsh put the ball on the ground twice on that possession.
Yeah.
First and 10, Burgettstown, down 8. Neal swing it. County takes a hit and goes down after a gain of about 3.
County down to the 20, stopped by Coomer. Gain of 4, 2nd and
again,
6.
Burgettstown missed that field goal attempt.
And I think Burgettstown should be going fast here. You have to really operate under the assumption that you're not going to get the 2-pointer. You have to work quickly. They are not.
2:50 remaining in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 7 outside the 20-yard line. County with Neal, trip receivers to the right side. Neal looks that way, sling it quickly. Pass is caught by Spear, and he loses yardage.
Neal's pass complete to Spear.
That's a big play for Chartiers-Houston as time keeps ticking off this clock.
Loss of 3, 3rd and 8.
Loss of 1 on this completion, despite what you may have heard. Ball out to the 22. Clock will be about 2 minutes when the Blue Devils snap it. 2 downs to get 8 yards here. Twins right, twins left, single back with Neal in the backfield. Straight drop, pressure coming, steps up, throws the ball for the pylon. Spear reaches over the defender, makes the grab, touchdown.
What a throw, what a grab right there from Spear. Has good coverage from Tom Coomer. He's able to just go up, make the grab over top of the head. It was a tough one, actually. That was Lynch in coverage, and like I said, it was good coverage. Had to kind of pin it against the body of Brody Lynch to secure it. He was able to.
Yeah, Spear was beyond the defender. The ball was shy of the mark, and Spear reached over the defender, pinned it, and able to make the grab. Now a 2-point play to tie the game. Tight end comes in motion. Neal rolls to the right, going to tuck it and try to run, and hit and taken down well shy of the goal line. The run fails. Chartiers-Houston holds the lead. It's Chartiers-Houston 14, Burgettstown 12. Kickoff on the WJPA Sports Network when we come right back.
My Dream Field has a scoreboard with a giant TV.
My Dream Field has dugouts for our mascot to dance on.
My Dream Field has lights to play at night. And a duck pond.
CNX is making dream fields come true by donating millions of dollars throughout Appalachia. Nominate your field at cnx.com Chartiers-Houston.com/dreamfields.
From the first steps in new love to every scraped knee and healing embrace, the obstacles they will overcome to the victories they will achieve. You have walked this path beside them. These are the moments you live for. By protecting their health with a regular schedule of care, they can fully embrace all of life's little moments. At Cornerstone Care, we create healthier tomorrows today.
To schedule an appointment, visit cornerstonecare.com/locations.
Burgettstown has all 3 timeouts remaining. Do you kick it here and try to use your timeouts and get the ball back? 1:53 to play in the game.
Normally I'd say probably kick it deep, but high school football, have a higher probability of getting that onside kick.
County will drill it and kick it away from Walsh. Want to keep it in play. The ball hits inside the 5, and it rolls and will just hit the goal line.
Ooh.
Think back to the Steeler game last week. That's a live football until here, the moment it touches the goal line. Once it does that in high school, it's a dead ball.
Yep.
Steeler game last week, it's still a live ball because it hit in the landing zone. But the Blue Devils were flying down, and Walsh keeping his eye on it. If that ball doesn't bounce that last time and go that last foot or so, it might be a real interesting scenario.
Yeah, that would have put Walsh in a bad place. He would have probably been picking that up right as Blue Devil defenders were coming in.
When think of that, if you lose your sense of where you are and you pick it up and run backwards and then get tackled in the end zone, that's a safety which would tie the game. 1st and 10, Andrioli takes the handoff. He's stood up, and now the rugby scrum going to be allowed to continue for a long time, and Burgettstown will use its first timeout.
Yeah, they let that go way too long. Andrioli was stuck up for, I'd say, about 3 seconds before they whistled that dead. And there was no forward movement. They should have whistled that dead sooner.
And with that carry, Andrioli crosses the 100-yard plateau. Ball at the 22-yard line. First Burgettstown timeout. My apologies. Give me a chance to tell you about the Chartiers-Houston Softball Boosters Night at the Races coming up Saturday, January 24th, ahead of the 2026 season. And the softball squad wants to thank everyone for their support of the Boosters golf outing back in August. Girls basketball team for Chartiers-Houston invites you to the 25-26 season opener at Charleroi November 29th. You can find out more on the Chartiers-Houston girls basketball Instagram and Facebook pages for fundraisers and events. Chartiers-Houston girls basketball and softball boosters say go Bucks. Timeout number 1 comes with 1:43 to play. Blue Devils looking for 2 more stops, a Chartiers-Houston first down, particularly if it comes after another timeout is used, could be very problematic. Andrioli takes the handoff, going to get 1. The Blue Devils trying to rip the ball out. Andrioli gets 2 again. 3rd down and about 6 yards to go. Second timeout is used with 1:37 remaining in the game.
What do you do here if you're Chartiers-Houston and think you probably just force them to use this timeout? But one thing to remember, on previous punts from the Buccaneers in this game, Colton County was awfully close a couple times of getting there and blocking it. So have to be aware of that as well.
Chartiers-Houston has completed 1 pass today. Again, I played in the band at halftime, but if I'm the Bucks coaches, we're running the football here.
Yeah.
Okay, if we don't get the first down, Burgettstown's going to have to use their final timeout. We're also not running toward the sidelines. They're going to have to use their timeout if we don't get there. And then I'm going to trust my defense that has not given up really a big play this afternoon. You had the one pass, but that was a crossing pattern in tight, and just it was more run than pass. I'm telling my front line and my running backs, like, the ball's in your hands. The game here, we're leading by 2. It's in your hands right now. Roll out by Walsh, trying to get to the edge, and he gets across the 30-yard line to move the sticks.
And what a great second effort there from Walsh. That's going to ice it. Big time run. looked like he was going to be down right at the stick. Made that last little dive to get through.
Needed 6, got 9, moved the sticks, and for all intent and purposes going to put this in the books. And the Bucks can kneel it down now. Yes, Burgettstown could stop it once, but barring a mishandled center quarterback exchange, that's going to be all she wrote. A couple of runners over 100 yards each, Dom Andrioli and Aaron Walsh, and then 9 yards to cap it off. Going to be the big difference here, able to seal it, kneel down, and Burgettstown, Mark Druga is not going to use the timeouts to stop it. And Burgettstown will come up short. Third straight loss, all tight games, but just not crisp and sharp turnover on the way, what looked to be a possible tying score, and then miss a field goal as well. And then gave up the big play right after the turnover. 18-yard pass and a 50-yard touchdown run. And the 2-point play there to Andrioli, the difference in the ball game. And Walsh, couple of kneel downs, and that will end it. Chartiers-Houston back on the winning track now. The Bucks improved to 3-2. Burgettstown's dropped 3 in a row after beating Bentworth to start. We'll get you a recap here at Hill Memorial Stadium. Your final score: Chartiers-Houston 14, Burgettstown 12 here on the WJPA Sports Network, presented by CNX Foundation.
Hi, I'm Scott Day from the Day Insurance Agency here in Washington. When was the last time you reviewed your homeowner's policy? In recent years, the price of homeowners insurance has gone up dramatically. In fact, some companies have raised their rates by as much as 35% in the last year. If you haven't reviewed your coverage lately, now is the time. You might be surprised at how much you can save. Call us at 724-228-3448. Visit us online at dayinsurance.com or stop by one of our offices in Washington or Hickory.
Whether in the stands or watching from home, show your team spirit with custom printing from Quality Quick. They are your local partner for vinyl banners, fan apparel, and yard signs to help celebrate your home team. Quality Quick has been a proud print supplier for local schools and boosters in the community since 1978. Don't just watch the game, be part of it. Call 724-225-9427 or visit qualquick.com.
Back at Hill Memorial Stadium, final score opening quarter at in the midfield area. Aaron Walsh ran for 14 and a first down. Andriolio, the 5-yard carry, and then Walsh for 20 and 12. The final carry into the end zone for a touchdown. Walsh had 3 carries for 46 yards and a score. Extra point, though, was wide right. Chartiers-Houston led 6-0, 7:05 to go in the first quarter. It stayed that way until very late in the first half. Burgettstown taking over at its own 42-yard line. And the Blue Devils went 58 yards in 8 plays, converting 4th down and goal from a yard out Colton County with the 1-yard run. But like Chartiers-Houston, the extra point kick wide right, and that left us tied 6-6 at intermission. Teams traded possessions through the third quarter. Only Chartiers-Houston moved the ball really well in their opening possession, but the possession ground to a halt with a holding penalty on first down inside the 15, and the Bucks came away empty. Teams then traded punts, 2 each from there, and Burgettstown took over at the Chartiers-Houston 41-yard line, had a 15-yard pass play to the 26, but on 2nd and 6 to 22, a little trickery, handoff Neal to County, gave it on the reverse to Carrozza, and Carrozza just never put the ball away. And the turnover there by Burgettstown gave not only the ball but life to Chartiers-Houston. Looked like the Blue Devils might go in and take the lead, and something they ended up never doing this afternoon. Chartiers took over at its own 32. Swing pass for 18 yards to McCreary, first completion, only completion for Aaron Walsh this afternoon. Got the ball to midfield, and then Walsh busted it over the left tackle and went 50 yards for the touchdown. Walsh then hit Andrioli out of the backfield with the 2-point play that gave Chartiers-Houston a 14-6 lead. Burgettstown, undeterred, drove from its own 38 down to 2nd and goal at the 1, but a chop block on a play that went into the end zone for County brought it back out. incomplete pass. Ball was dropped here on the left side, and then a 1-yard scramble run brought up 4th down. Decision to go for the field goal. County left it wide to the right, no good, and the score stayed at 14-6. Chartiers-Houston turned the ball over. Walsh actually put the ball on the ground twice on the very next possession. The second time on a 3rd down and 10 play, Danny Smith with the recovery. Burgettstown took over at the Chartiers-Houston 24, and a 22-yard pass play. Nifty grab on a pass from Neal, snared by Spear, reaching over the defender and catching the ball, and then pinning it against the defender, going to the ground to get the touchdown. But a run to the right side was stopped at the 2-yard line. 14-12 the score with just under 2 minutes to go. Kickoff went down and just got to the goal line for the touchback. Chartiers-Houston facing then 3rd down and 6, and Aaron Walsh kept the ball. And I just hearken back to what Mark Druga told me. One of the things, the really key thing that Burgettstown had to do in the game was limit number 6, Aaron Walsh. Second effort, got 9 yards when he needed 6, moved the sticks, and able to kneel it down and win the game.
Yeah, the whole game kind of went that way in terms of, when Walsh was on, Chartiers-Houston was running it well. The early first drive, he had some success, scored the touchdown run, and then really hit a lull through the second and third quarters, but then was able to find it late, got that 50-yard touchdown run, and sealed it on what was a great effort on a huge 3rd down conversion.
Fumble lost and a missed field goal, the difference in the ball game here this afternoon. Chartiers-Houston lost it once on that fumble late, and it gave Burgettstown the chance. They went down, got the touchdown, but couldn't get the deuce to pull even, and that just magnifies the missed field goal and the chop block penalty on the previous possession. Chartiers-Houston now 3-2 on the year. Will be home next Friday night with Bishop Canevin. Burgettstown drops to 1-3. That's 3 straight losses since beating Bentworth in week 1 back at the end of August. Next week doesn't get any easier at all. It's at Fort Cherry, non-conference at perennial 1A power Neshannock for Burgettstown the next 2 weeks. Total offense numbers: 235 total for Chartiers-Houston, 217 rush, the 1 completed pass for 18 yards, 235 total. For Burgettstown, finishing up with 42 yards on the ground, 161 passing, 203 total. 2 running backs for Chartiers-Houston over 100 yards. Aaron Walsh. Game here on the WJPA Sports Network has been brought to you in part by the Chartiers-Houston Softball Boosters and Girls Basketball Boosters, supporting the Chartiers-Houston football squad. Also by Quality Quick Printing, your team spirit printing headquarters since 1978, online at qualquick.com. By the Day Insurance Agency on East Maiden Street in Washington, on Main Street in Hickory, online at dayinsurance.com, celebrating more than a half-century of service. By Cornerstone Care, creating healthier tomorrows today. By CNX Dreamfields, making your dream field come true. And by Slovenian Savings and Loan, big enough to serve, small enough to care. Coverage also brought to you by Washington County Human Services. Take the first step toward a healthier life. Call 724-228-1234. By Burgettstown's Homecoming Committee, celebrating the homegrown Blue Devils. By Advanced Orthopedics and Rehabilitation and Advanced Surgical Hospital. By Washington Financial Bank, for 125 years, proud to be the bank that gets you. By Schweiner-Broughton Bus Lines, the shiniest school buses in town, and they're looking for drivers like you. And by Washington County College Center, operated by Community College of Beaver County. Steelers visit the New England Patriots tomorrow afternoon, airtime 12 noon here on WJPA AM, followed by the Sunday night matchup, the Chiefs and Giants, and we've got Monday night football with the Lions and Ravens. Week 5 high school action here on WJPA includes the 4A Big Six opener. Trinity visits Ringgold, and Avella's trip to Fredericktown as the Eagles take on Best Center. Thanks to head coaches Dan Liss and Mark Druga, to acting athletic director Dr. Sean Cook, and the entire crew here at Burgettstown. From our partner Jack Sacco, floor director Scott Donnelly, Jason Tennant, Grady Peterson on camera, Jacob Knisner producing at our downtown Washington studios, thanks so much for being with us. From Hill Memorial Stadium in Burgettstown, I'm Bob Gregg. Your final score: Chartiers-Houston 14, Burgettstown 12. This has been a presentation of the WJPA Sports Network.